Entertainment and Sports Network.
It is a hot, steamy Friday afternoon into evening here in New York City, and we have a heat wave going on, but it is time for baseball at Yankee Stadium. As the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Chicago White Sox in the second game of a four-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with Lou Piniella and Paul O'Neill. I'm Michael Kay. Yankees had their five-game winning streak snapped yesterday, and it looked like it was going to be 6 in a row. They led 3-1 going into the ninth inning, and then it fell apart defensively.
Yeah, Clay Rapata got exactly what he wanted. They brought him in a matchup. He gets a little too hot for back and up. This is why you practice it over and over, and you cannot give the Chicago White Sox extra outs. This is what happened. You get extra outs, you get extra at bats. Diane Viciato absolutely kills one. 3-run homer, and that ended up beating the Yankees in the top of the ninth.
So a battle of two first-place teams, and the White Sox end up on top. Let's take a look at tonight's New York Lottery pitching matchup. For the White Sox, Jose Quintana, 2-1, 1.25. And for the Yankees, Adam Warren, his Major League debut, 5-5 with a 3.86 ERA. Lou, the Yankees got to look at Warren in spring training. Obviously a big start. He's probably pretty nervous.
Yeah, this is a big start for young Adam Warren. I'm sure he is a bit nervous. And the Yankees are hoping that he can do what Axelrod did for the White Sox last night, keep them in the ball game. And talking to Larry Rothschild before the ball game, they like this young man. He's got a good arm, good fastball, 92 to 94, slider, curveball, change, and he likes to pitch inside, and he holds base runners on very well. Let's hope they don't have too many base runners off of him.
All right, so he'll make his Major League debut coming up. We're going to find out more about Adam Warren. You don't even have to Google him. We'll give you the resume, and you'll hear from the Yankee manager what he likes about Warren from what he saw in spring training. That's coming up next on Yes. Born in Birmingham, Alabama, he's 24 years old. Went to the University of North Carolina. He has a degree in business administration, compiled great numbers at UNC, and was drafted by the Yankees in the 4th round in 2009. And actually made the All-Star team in the International League AAA last year, and he's 5-5 so far this year in AAA. This is his first big league start, but Joe Girardi saw him in spring training against the Red Sox, and here's what he liked about him.
I thought he pitched really well with his fastball. I thought he had command on both sides of the plate, and I thought his slider was very good that day, and he could throw that at any time, and he mixed all his pitches. That day he had really good location, and as we all know, that's important when you face big league lineups, and that's what he'll need today against this club.
So a big start for Adam Warren. He's going to face some big bats as well. Adam Dunn can hit it out, but the Yankees have players like that as well. That man's been going yard a lot. The stars are out tonight. When we come back, lineups, first pitch baseball, Yankees and the White Sox coming up next, right here on Yes. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. By J&R Music and Computer World. And by the professionals at your Tri-State GMC dealer. Why just go when you can go pro? Battle of first place teams, the Yankees against the White Sox. White Sox stole one yesterday, a 4-3 victory over the Yanks, and now Adam Warren will try to put the Yankees back on the winning track, making his Major League debut. His heart's probably beating very, very fast right now. Let's take a look at the White Sox starting lineup that he is going to face. White Sox are 41-35. They lead off their center fielder, Alejandro De Aza. Kevin Youkilis at third base will bat second. Batting third and DHing Adam Dunn. Paul Konerko at first base cleans up. Batting fifth, playing right field, Alex Rios. A.J. Brzezinski will catch. He'll bat sixth. Batting seventh, playing left field, Diane Viciedo. Alexei Ramirez, the shortstop, will bat eighth. And batting ninth and playing second base, Gordon Beckham. 24-year-old right-hander Adam Warren, 15 starts at AAA, 5-5, 3.86, 99 hits and 86 and a third innings pitched, 59 strikeouts, 27 walks. Opponents hit .288 against him down in AAA. Let's take a look now at the McDonald pitcher scouting report on the rookie.
Here we go again, Michael. It's Music Week at the ballpark. Break on through. He becomes the first Yankee from the 2009 draft to make it to the major leagues this year. Heat of the moment. Unbelievable stats down in minor league, but now he is in Yankee Stadium. So he's in the heat of the moment. We'll see what happens. And Carolina, on my mind, had an unbelievable career at the University of North Carolina, 32-4. You feel lucky tonight, Michael?
Not really.
Really?
Not really.
Gotcha.
We'll get to them in a moment. First one's the Doors.
All right, you 1 for 1. That doesn't win you a game.
De Aza digs in. Adam Warren about to deliver his first big league pitch. Let's do it. In the Bronx, the first pitch is up and away. 1-0. Second one's Asia.
No, I know you're cheating.
No, how am I cheating?
Get your iPad out of here.
And I think Carolina on my mind would be James Taylor.
All right, you're 3 for 3. You're having quite a night, but I still think you're cheating.
De Aza 4 hits and 13 at bats, .298 batting average.
Looking at last night, De Aza had better at bats than anybody. Started the game off with a single, ended up hitting a long home run. Great at bats.
Well, he's had 2 starts against the Yankees, and he's gotten 4 hits each game. Is he a Yankee killer? Too early.
It is funny how either you get up for certain teams or you're just comfortable playing certain teams. or it's just coincidence. I haven't figured it out yet either.
Guys, take me inside the head of Warren. How nervous is he right now?
Well, believe me, this young man here is his heart is pumping, it's beating, and he's probably throwing the ball a little harder than he did any game in the minor leagues.
So part of the battle is to control that.
Control that, but he's showing good pose. He's throwing strikes, and that's really the key for young Warren, to stay ahead of the hitters.
You know, 3 of his last 5 games in the minor leagues have been shutouts. So he's getting an opportunity when he's hot. He's throwing the ball well. But, you know, this first inning is so important. It seems like he'll take a big, deep breath if he can get out of this first inning.
And he strikes out his first big league batter. That's Dad Calvin, Mom Teresa. Can you imagine what they're feeling? Kind of neat.
We've seen this picture before. And, again, good curveball, ends up out of the strike zone. Good pitch to throw to lefties. Lefties always like that ball down and in, and if you can get it out of the strike zone, you get a swing and a miss that he's did there. I mean, we've seen this time and time again, Michael. These first starts with the parents. Parents are a nervous wreck when your kids are out on the mound.
Well, they're more nervous than the young man on the mound.
I think you're right. I always like how the Yankees give them good seats too, Michael. Right down there in the front row.
That one's driven out to right field and out of play. Youkilis 11 for his last 30. And that goes back to his days with the Red Sox.
And Michael, you know, I was stuck in traffic today. It's Friday. It's New York. It's just the way it is. So I tuned into you, and you had Bobby Valentine. And you had numerous questions. And in my mind, he dodged them all about Kevin Youkilis. Really did not want to really touch on him.
Well, I don't think the two of them got along great after Bobby said what he said in spring training, that the motor is not the same as it once was. I don't think he meant it that way. And Youkilis got upset, and Dustin Pedroia got upset. And once you lose Pedroia in that locker room, it's not a good thing for a manager. I think Bobby's been battling back from that. The 1-2 popped up. Teixeira makes the play for the second out. Why don't we check out the Yankee defense behind the rookie? And it's brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. In the outfield, Nix, Granderson, and Swisher left to right. Infield, A-Rod, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira third to first. Chris Stewart behind the plate. Martin's back, still not perfect. Joe Girardi wants to give him an extra day. Adam Warren is on the mound. And here's Adam Dunn. He walks, he strikes out, and he hits home runs.
Pretty much in that order, too,
yeah.
Mike. Huh?
Tell you, Larry Rothschild, Yankee pitching coach, told me this young man likes to pitch inside, and so far he's doing just that. He's pounding the ball in the inner half of the plate.
First changeup. These are the ones, good pitch there. If you can come up here and throw those changeup and those curveballs and those fastball counts, especially the Adam Dunn, you just can't group a fastball.
Well, that's really the secret to pitching, isn't it?
The 2-1.
Good pitch.
93.
Hot out there, Michael. He's loose.
He's keyed up.
Count 3-2.
You know, if you look at it, the first time a young kid takes a mound, I mean, there's a few things. It's getting through the first inning, and then as the game goes on, there's going to be a couple situations where they have opportunities to score runs, and it's whether you get through those up. And you'll see a lot about his makeup when you look at those situations.
Just missed inside. So Adam Dunn walks.
Boy, that pitch to me looked like it caught part of the corner. It wasn't high.
No, it wasn't high. You know, Adam Dunn did the right.
They're making every pitch with their son. Yankees did make another roster move today. They brought up David Phelps, and they sent down Igarashi, who was here for just one day. Missed outside with a breaking ball.
Paul Konerko, we talked about, has been really struggling since an unbelievable start. But then last night he had some good at bats. Double late in the game, so you have to be careful. A lot of power. Very good hitter.
Yankee GM Brian Cashman said he's gotten a lot of calls on Adam Warren. Other teams are interested. He said, I got one a couple of weeks ago. He said, and we've always said no. He said, we like his stuff, and we think he could be successful up here. Missed outside.
All of a sudden you come out, you're nervous. First out, second out, and it's almost like you take a deep breath. You've got to finish these innings. You can't give these guys opportunities. Now you're in a big hole. Paul Konerko, Rios on deck.
And one thing you can't do is nibble, especially early in the count. You've got to establish strikes.
Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. It's a hot night, that's for sure. The exact number, 95 degrees right now. Humidity 41%. Wind is 12 miles per hour. And the forecast is sunny and hot.
All night? Sunny and hot all night?
Hot all night. Sunny goes away. Here's Alex Rios. Foul back.
And you don't want to give the umpire any notion that you can't throw strikes. Right? They'll start squeezing you out there.
Rios comes up with an opportunity to drive in runs. Young kid out there all of a sudden struggling. Kind of swings the pitch up out of the zone. It's going to be a quick decision for Chris Stewart back there on what he's going to go to in big situations. I mean, this is a new guy for him too.
Yeah, he's probably never caught him. The Yankees.
High fly ball center field. Granderson is there, and Warren works a scoreless first inning in the big leagues. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 men left. Mom and Dad breathe a sigh of relief. Yankees coming to bat. By Lexus. Yankees 46-29 will lead off their shortstop and their captain, Derek Jeter. Curtis Granderson in center field will bat second. Batting third, playing first base, Mark Teixeira. Alex Rodriguez, the third baseman, cleans up. Batting fifth, playing second base, Robinson Cano. Nick Swisher's in right field. He'll bat sixth. Batting seventh and DHing, Andrew Jones. Jason Nix in left field will hit eighth. And batting ninth and catching, Chris Stewart. And here are the numbers on Jose Quintana. 6 starts, 8 games, 2 relief appearances, 2-1, 1.25, 36 hits in 43 1/3 innings. He doesn't walk many people. 24 strikeouts. Opponents hit 232 against him. Now let's take a look at the McDonald's pitchers scouting report.
And it continues, Michael, the streak. I mean, he is on a good streak. 16 scoreless innings coming into this game, his last 2 starts. Low rider, he's riding a low ERA, 1.25 ERA coming into this game, and walked the line. Hasn't walked a batter in his last 97 hitters, which is the current streak in the major leagues. How you doing, Michael? No.
You know what? The first one's tough because I know it's a gimmick song.
Yeah, it was.
I think the second one is War.
Nice.
Third one's Johnny Cash. And let me think of the gimmick song.
Well, you could have a perfect night here.
So it's, oh yeah, they call it this week, right?
Yeah, look at you.
Ray. It's a Ray. I know it's a Ray. Ray Stevens.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. You know what? I might give you a standing O up here.
Wow.
I don't know.
Jeter grounds one past Euclid and down the left field line. That'll go into the corner, and the captain will get himself a leadoff double.
Derek Jeter right off the bench. He always had to be ready as a second hitter because he goes up there swinging. Rips one right down the line. Derek Jeter every once in a while will cheat inside and look to pull. Ball gets right past Euclid.
Another day, another idle pass. 31-85. Now he breaks the tie with Cal Ripken Jr. He's at 13 on the all-time hit list. Next up, Napoleon LaJoie.
I knew him as Nap.
Here's Granderson.
We talked about that streak. I mean, that streak is in serious jeopardy with a leadoff double here. 16 scoreless innings coming into this game. Quintana's done basically everything an organization could possibly want.
High drive, right field. Rio's back on the track, at the wall. See ya! A two-run home run. Curtis Granderson, and just like that, the Yankees lead 2-0. Ray Stevens would say the streak is over.
It's over. We need a new song. You know, Curtis Granderson, for the last year and a half against left-handers, has become so good. You see that ball out over the plate, puts his head down. He knows where it's heading. But that big thing, if you'll watch him against left-handers, his front shoulder never leaves, and he's quick enough to get to that ball inside. Right off the barrel. What a good swing. You see that front shoulder, and a lot of times against lefties, it'll kind of leak open. He stays right in there.
Hammered down the left field line. Foul.
Well, Quintana throws a lot of strikes, and you've got to be ready up there as a hitter. And the Yankees so far are in the ballgame are doing just that.
Quintana is a guy who throws 4 pitches. He's learned a cutter, which he tries to get in on right-handed hitters. A lot of times that cutter, if it's not getting in on right-handed, that's what happens. You'll see some hard hit balls down the left field line.
Yeah, that's usually a pitch that's an extra base hit pitch, either a double into the corner or into the seats.
And the 0-2. Strike 3 to Sheridan looking.
Good pitch there. And Lou, you talk about that cutter, and it's kind of the pitch of fashion. And if you watch this, it kind of sets up that outside fastball. But so many guys are playing with that pitch, and I think it's taken away. You know, Mariano Rivera had made it famous, obviously. He made a career out of it. He was the best all-time at it. But Phil Hughes the other night has gotten away from that cutter, and he's has much better control and better velocity with his fastball.
It's an easier pitch to throw for strikes. It does what a slider does for you. There's one there. But I do believe that it takes away from your velocity if you throw it too much.
Two and 0 to A-Rod. Alex had 2 doubles yesterday. So good night for him. Average at 269, 13 homers and 35 runs batted in. Three and 0.
Well, I'll tell you what, my scouting report's getting shot out of the water. They've already broke the streak of scores, and now he's 3-0. He hasn't walked a batter. Smoke on the wall. That's a little deep purple for you there, Michael.
Thank you.
Hasn't walked a batter in 97 hitters.
That's almost impossible to do. I think you can go up there and take and not swing at all. And you're going to get a base on balls.
Well, now with the 3 batters in the first, it's 100 batters at 3-1 now on A-Rod. There's a walk. A lot of people on Twitter call that the reverse jinx.
You know what? I'm just looking at the scouting report. The streak's over. Low rider, I was talking about his ERA, that's gone up. And now he just walked somebody. So I apologize to the young lefty on the hill for the Chicago White Sox.
Here's Cano. He has a 5-game hitting streak.
Michael, by the way, there's a new thing out today my son was doing on Twitter. It's called Instagram. Are you on that? You got
Pictures.
that going
No, I
too?
don't have that.
Yeah?
Yeah. He does it?
He did today. He was starting to get some followers or whatever you call them, people that go along with you.
Count 1-0.
Boy, to have a good offense is so important. To have left-hand hitters in the lineup that can hit left-hand pitching. Granderson, Cano, two fine examples of that.
Line drive right at Rios. Hustling back is A-Rod. Cano hit that run right on the screws.
I tell you, looking back at last night, that was one of those games that really amazed me. So many balls were hit hard that were caught. And again, Robbie Cano hits that ball right on the nose. Mick Keller's explained to A-Rod, you know, what he wants him to do as a base runner. You know, what a great situation to give Adam Warren, a young kid that's probably a little bit nervous, got through the first inning, give him a lead.
Now, last night, a lot of balls were hit hard up the middle to center field. Today, they're being hit to the pull field.
Line to line.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the White Sox defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Viciedo, De Aza, and Rios left to right in the outfield. Infield, Euclid, Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko third to first. Brzezinski behind the plate. Quintana is on the mound.
Well, Quintana's only got 24 strikeouts and 40-some innings of work, so you're going to be putting the ball in play often.
The 1-1. Blooped into right field. That's going to find grass for a base hit. A-Rod will go to third. Swisher stops at first with a bloop single.
Swisher appreciates that. It's one of those bats that probably died a hero with a little blooper down the line.
Konerko didn't move on that one.
You know, I'd tell you one thing, just little things that you see out there. Beckham did a good job there because Beckham continued to run knowing that Rios is going to come in and could throw home if he needs to. Beckham catches that ball and continues to run towards the line and cuts that ball off. A-Rod's got a chance because he has to stop all his momentum and throw that ball back to the plate. You see Alex Rodriguez there. Looks like he's been in a sauna, just running the bases here on a night like this.
Andrew Jones takes inside for a strike.
You know, Andrew Jones had a big at bat last night, ninth inning. It was against a righty. This is much more his role now against left-handed hitters. Spot starts, and you know, this is the fastball hitter that you'll see off the lefties now. See ya.
Driven deep to left center field, giving chases Viciedo, and that ball is off the wall. Rodriguez scores. Here comes Swisher. He will score. It's a 2-run double for Andrew Jones, and the Yankees lead 4-0.
Well, this is not what you expected coming into the first inning of a guy that's been really dealing, but you see, just did not get that ball in. And Andrew Jones, we talked about, a fastball hitter, but especially against lefties, because that's where all of his bats come now. Drives that ball out to left center field.
Yeah, and Quintana, he keeps trying to jam these Yankee hitters, but he's not quite getting the ball in there.
again, Michael. We talked yesterday when the Cleveland Indians were in town, and you gave them a 3 or 4 run lead. The Yankees, that is, you almost felt like the game was over. They were scoring absolutely no runs. This is such a different series, and we saw it last night where the White Sox offensively are hot. They have the ability to score runs. So, you know, the Yankees, you need to continue to tack on runs every time you have an opportunity to put these games away.
Yeah, especially with a young pitcher on the mound like Warren.
Jason Nix takes low. Don Cooper had a trip to the mound to talk with the young left-hander.
I remember when I played for Billy Martin, he'd send his pitching coach Art Fowler out there, talk to the pitcher. And after the conversation was over, the pitcher would say, "But what am I doing wrong, Art?" He says, "I don't know, but you're sure getting Billy mad." Walk back to the dugout.
Better fix things quick.
Yeah, fix them quick.
One. Driven out into right center. Diaz on the run, and he'll catch up with it for the final out. But the Yankees put a 4 spot on the board, and it started with this blast off the bat of Granderson. A hot night just over the right field wall. A home run for Granderson, 4-0 at the end of 1. His first big league start, but he was asked, what were you thinking when you were told that you were called up?
I smiled and kind of overwhelmed with emotion, and you know, didn't really know what to say, just because, you know, it's been a dream of mine, and for it to finally, you know, come true was really important for me and real special.
Well, now he really likes it because his offense gave him 4 runs, and he threw up a 0 on the top of the first, so maybe the nerves have abated just a bit.
Well, what a thrill for a young guy to get the call to the big leagues.
That's one of those things in life, you know, there's things that you remember, where you are, what happened, what time. In between innings, Meredith just asked me an interesting question. Were your mom and dad at your first game? And mine weren't, but they watched it on television, and I remember getting a pinch hit. Could not wait to get back to the hotel.
That one is driven deep to right center field. Granderson is on the run. He's on the track. See ya. Home run for A.J. Przinsky. So the White Sox are on the board. It's 4-1.
Well, like we said, the White Sox can score runs in different ways, too. This is going to be a last night well-pitched game. Not a lot of runs scored so far tonight. Looks like it's going to be a free-for-all.
You know, Przinsky with 13 home runs this year. Here he gets a fastball down the zone, and he drives it.
Down the zone, down the middle. That's usually not a good thing. You can tell by the outfielder's reaction that ball was gone. But back to my story. Your first pinch hit, you cannot wait to get back to the hotel, call your mother, your father.
did you see that? Did you see that? Looking back, Lou, were your parents at your first game?
No, they weren't. But my first base hit came in Kansas City in 1969. I got 4 hits that particular day.
One wasn't enough, huh?
No, I had to get 4. Now, the base hit that you get, did you hit it good?
Oh, I hit a bullet. You know, it should have been a double, but I was so nervous my legs wouldn't work. I kind of rounded first and just stopped.
That one is hit into left center field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. So Viciedo hit the big 3-run home run in the 9th inning yesterday. Goes a little shorter for the single today in the 2nd.
I talked to him a little bit on the field today during batting practice, and he was trying to explain to me, you know, over in Cuba he was a pitcher, then he became a third baseman, then he became an outfielder, but he did one thing. He always had a good arm and he always had good power, and we saw that last night with that huge home run in the top of the 9th inning.
Well, Paul, one thing is for certain: if you can swing the bat, they'll find a position for you somewhere.
Yep.
Here's Alexi Ramirez with a runner on first. And there's a strike.
You know, Ramirez, one of those guys that the White Sox just talk about defensively. Can do some things with the bat. Both he and Beckham up the middle have really changed his White Sox team.
Well, they lead the American League in defense fielding percentage, so, and that explains, with 7 rookie pitchers on that team, why they're in first place.
Yeah. Well, you look how the Yankees lost the game last night. It's extra outs in crucial times.
Right up the middle, a hot shot past Cano into center field. 3 straight hits against Warren. Stay tuned during the 6th inning for a message from our friends at the Fox Business Network. Their stomachs are churning just a bit.
If you ask me, the husband looks much more nervous than the wife.
If you just joined us, that is Adam Warren's mom and dad. Pitch outside to Beckham.
And you see what happens is things just start happening real fast, and you kind of lose a focus of what you're trying to do. You know, the home run leading off the inning doesn't help, but you know, you just got to get back. You understand that your offense is going to score some runs. And in trouble again. We said, you know, these are the situations Joe Girardi is going to be able to tell immediately. You know, if he's ready to pitch in the major leagues, to get out of these situations, what type of pitches.
One and two.
Well, we talked last night about the importance of staying away from big innings. And last night, the White Sox got 3 in the 9th. It's Warren's job right now to just exit this inning with a 4-1 lead.
He's got a piece to stay alive.
That has been all away. That was a slider. Early in the count, it was fastballs. You almost feel like at some point in this count that he's going to have to come in. All these guys are going to start looking out. There it is.
Base hit down the left field line. Viciedo will score. It goes up against the wall. Here comes Ramirez. And he will score. It's a 2-run double for Beckham. And just like that, Yankees 4, White Sox 3.
Lou, you can just tell a confident team. They get down 4 runs and they don't hesitate. They come out the next inning and just start throwing up runs. Again, back in the location zone, and the inside pitch didn't quite get there. Beckham pulls his hands in. It's a good job of hitting. Pulls it over Alex Rodriguez's head.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting. With 2 strikes, you have the luxury of running that ball in 2 or 3 inches off the plate. I'm sure Warren tried to do that, but he didn't quite get it there. Beckham's a good hitter.
Yeah. Again, there's a big difference in playing a good team and playing a good team when people are hot and they're hot as a team. I mean, they come in here playing as well as they have all year. So, you know, the Yankees are going to have to play well to beat these guys.
You know, the White Sox, they come in here with the second best road record in Major League Baseball.
22-14. Diaz fouls that one off. Count 0-1.
I'll tell you one thing, I don't know if he got the sign to try to take a bunt with him, but if I'm 4 for 4 last night, I don't know if I want to bunt with men in scoring positions tonight.
I agree with you.
Count 1-1. So Warren is starting because of the injury to CC Sabathia. This would have been CC's start. Remember, he pitched last Sunday against the Mets and R.A. Dickey, but he's been put on the DL.
You know, one thing that I've noticed too from Warren, every pitch is down.
Yep.
You've got to elevate the ball at time to change the hitter's eye level. If not, they just focus down.
This is a good change up here. Get inside early in the count. Take a little bit off. And first time up, we got him with that slider down and in right at his back foot. Got to throw a fastball in there this time.
So, Lou, you want the pitcher to be down, but you want him to just change eye level every now and then.
Every now and then, you've got to change the eye level, and at the same time, make the hitter move his feet up there once in a while. Make them just a little uncomfortable.
Chris Stewart going through the signs with a runner on second. And the 2-2.
There it is again. He put him away the first time up with that slider down and in. That ball right there stayed in the strike zone the whole time. Diaz got a piece of it.
Now, Michael, if you're a Mel Stottlemyre type pitcher that had a great sinker, and you're going to throw ground balls, that's a different story. But this young man here doesn't possess that type of sinker.
I'll tell you one thing. You look at that pitch count, 25 and then 20 so far in this inning. I know one thing. First time out on the mound, you expend so much energy just with nervousness that long innings will absolutely kill him tonight.
Ground ball to second. Cano is there, so that's a good out for Diaz as it moves back to the third with just one out.
I guess if you, at any point in time in your career, sport that Red Sox uniform, that's the kind of greeting you get here.
He's definitely the villain on that team.
You know, from a baseball standpoint, really kind of a hard guy to root against. I mean, he does everything right. He works hard. He's a great hitter. He's been a winner. He's been a team player. So, good guy to have on the team. I think this is going to be a really big thing for the White Sox to bring him in here.
Now, Paul, maybe you can explain something to me. I was a hitting coach for a little bit. How do you explain that style?
I've asked him before, and he said that he really didn't even know why he did it. You'll see those hands will get back to the point where they're together when the ball's in the hitting zone. But strange way to start.
Well, A-Rod had no chance to get Beckham at home, so the ground ball ties the game at 4, an RBI for Youkilis. So the Yankees put up a 4 spot in the bottom of the first, and the White Sox came back with 4 of their own and still batting here in the second.
again. This is a guy you got to really be careful with, because Adam Dunn, I mean, Warren seems like a guy, like we said last night, that A-Rod could handle out on the hill last night. Well, this is a guy that Dunn can handle tonight. Dangerous hitter here in Yankee Stadium.
Home runs tied for second. Walks is first. Strikeouts also first. On pace for about 260 strikeouts. That would be the Major League's all-time record for a single season.
Well, he didn't strike out that much when he was with Cincinnati.
You know, there were years that you would kind of scratch your head. You know, he'd have 35 home runs and wouldn't even have 100 runs driven. So, you know, there are times where, you know, he didn't put the ball in play like he should.
Driven deep to left field. Nick's back right in front of the trout. They'll put it away. So a rough inning for the rookie. And it all started when A.J. Przinsky opened up the inning by going yard. After that, a couple more hits, 3 more runs. We go to the bottom of the second. It's 4-4, and Stewart leads off. What is most impressive about Robinson Cano's month of June? Here are your choices. Is it raising his average from 284 to 306, 10 home runs in the month, which is tied for second in Major League Baseball, or 9 multi-hit games? You can text your vote to 42951. Standard text messaging rates apply.
And you vote for all 3?
If I had to choose one, it'd be the 10 home runs.
Yeah, 10 home runs really gets you going in a year.
Between innings, Joe Girardi came out to talk with Tim Timmons. Not animated, but certainly a very serious conversation. And you wonder if he thought that maybe Warren was getting squeezed just a bit. You've got to have that conversation in a careful manner, because you can't question balls and strikes.
Yeah, the umpires, they get you out of the ball game very quickly.
Beautiful bunt by Stewart. He has a base hit. He saw Youkilis back, and he laid down a beautiful bunt. Derek Jeter doubled in the first inning, and that hit put him past Cal Ripken Jr. on the all-time list. And here's what Ripken said: "Congratulations to Derek on passing me on the all-time hits list. Derek has been such a special player for such a long time, and I'm happy to see him continue to play at a high level. He represents the game and the Yankees wonderfully, and I hope that he continues to play and continues to give all of us baseball fans great memories." So that is from Cal Ripken Jr.
2 class guys, Michael.
Jeter doubled and scored on Granderson's home run in the first, so takes a pitch inside.
So far this year, Derek Jeter's done really well against lefties. 34 for 82, 395 average.
That one gets away. Stewart heads to second.
Oh, wow.
And he's out. Beckham with a nice pick, and he tagged Stewart, I believe, on the foot before Stewart got to second base.
Really good tag, but I know we're going to get a replay, Michael, and this is going to be close.
I don't think he got him.
Oh,
he did.
He did.
Good call.
Good call. Got him on the back of the leg. And as a runner, every time you feel that tag on your leg or your foot, you feel like you got your hands in.
The ball really did not get that far away from Przinsky, so it's kind of odd that Stewart took off for second and he ends up getting gunned down. Ground ball is short. Ramirez for the second out. You'll see from this angle the base and the tag.
Beckham's nice sweep tag.
Yeah,
when it teach your infielders.
Really, it is not that easy to look at that ball, catch it, short hop it, and tag as the guy is sliding in. So many things can happen there so quick.
Quickly 0-2. So this could be a nice bounce back inning for Quintana.
Yeah, they had him on the road, sir, with 4 runs in the first inning, and all of a sudden, Chicago comes up with 4 big ones in the second. This guy gets his rhythm and confidence back.
Oh, dangerous pitch there. That's kind of that flat slider that you see from lefties up in the zone, and I don't know why, but from lefties you see the ball up much better than you do down, and that ball you see Granderson right on it.
Could not hold up, so Granderson down on strikes. Przinsky gets an angle, and the out is made at first. No runs a hit, nobody left. We go to the third inning, and Konerko will lead off. Robinson Cano is one of 2 players with at least 300 doubles since 2005. And the other one is Miguel Cabrera. 2 pretty good hitters. We will go to the third inning. It's 4-4. It'll be Konerko, Rios, and Przinsky. And that one's driven deep to left. See ya, a 5-4 White Sox lead. That was out in an eye blink.
Lou, I don't think that he's used his off-speed stuff enough early in the count. Now, I mean, he's used his fastball to try to get ahead, but, you know, some of these guys, it only takes one time around to really, you know, gauge what he has. A lot of fastballs early in the count, these guys are teeing off.
Yeah, and that one there was right down dead center and up in the zone a little bit.
That was a Coors Light cold hard blast.
Talked last night on how just solid Paul Konerko was as a hitter. Not a lot of movement, doesn't lunge, just waits to see the ball.
Uses his hands very well. You know, one thing about watching Warren, he doesn't have much deception either. He's very smooth, no herky jerkiness to him. Doesn't hide the ball that well. So he really got to change speeds and hit his spots.
Lincoln scoreboard 5-4 White Sox.
And these White Sox hitters, they are all experienced and they've got power.
See David Phelps getting ready. And that's why they called Phelps up today in the event that the kid couldn't get through that many innings. And Phelps is built up to about 50, 60 pitches so he can give them multiple innings if they need. They didn't feel he was ready to start because 50, 60 pitches doesn't get you into that many innings. But you get 3 or 4 innings in relief, you'll take it.
Yeah, you look at Warren, right over the top, not much deception, smooth delivery, a delivery that a hitter can time a little bit. Paul, you agree?
Oh, 100%. I mean, there's some guys that you just don't pick up the ball, and you see right there that, you know, right there, every swing, I can always tell by guys the swings are getting off pitchers, and it just tells you that they're seeing the ball well, because you don't see guys fooled. Even the balls, you know, the hits are hard, even the foul balls, guys are right on them.
Now, this is a Larry Rothschild trip, really, to just take some time and give Phelps some more throws in the bullpen.
Again, a lot of fastballs out over the plate, down and away. I mean, that ball, that's all he can really do is hit that ball down and away. But he hasn't set up that pitch because he hasn't thrown a breaking ball. He hasn't thrown a changeup, and he hasn't come in early in the count. So, you know, he is making some decent pitches. I just don't think he's setting up some of his pitches to get strikes with him.
No, and you're right. A few changeups he has thrown, he's had success with.
Here's A.J. Przinsky. He started this with the home run in the second after Warren worked a scoreless first. Runner goes, and the throw goes into center field. And Rios will go to third. It has not been pretty for the Yankees so far tonight. Stolen base and an E2.
Chris Stewart had a horrible pitch. He just tried to get rid of it as quick as he can. Sometimes you're better off with a pitch like that just to hold it. Rios had a great jump, gets a good read. A little pop slide and goes on to third.
Yankees will give up the run. The infield is back with nobody out. And that one is chopped over the mound. That's going to get in a run. Jeter fields, fires, not in time. As Przinsky beats it out, an RBI single at 6-4 Chicago.
Again, we talk about Warren. Well, he does go in here, and this is just a bad break. I mean, Przinsky gets jammed, probably a broken bat, hit so softly that Jeter can't come up with getting him at first base.
Boy, I wish I had a lob wedge that good.
So Phelps is ready. And that'll bring up Diane Visaedo.
There it is. Slider early in the count. You see some of these guys is coming in looking for that fastball first pitch.
Well, the pitching, the scouting report on the White Sox hitters, they're very aggressive fastball hitters.
He's tried this at bat, got a slider, strike one, tried to come in, missed, and he went back to the changeup, but missed with that again. Now again, you're back into a hitter's count. Good idea to back up that changeup right here.
Either that or a breaking ball. He threw a breaking ball first strike.
Just had him out in front with the changeup, popped him up.
A-Rod makes the play for the first out. You see Joe Girardi's trying to decide, should I take him out? He's talking with Larry Rothschild. He's kind of halfway up the step, goes for some sunflower seeds. Because one thing you don't want to do is also warm up Phelps and then not bring him in. You don't want to sit him down and warm him up again. But he'd like to squeeze a couple more innings out of Warren. Here's Alexi Ramirez.
Well, one thing is certain. I think this young man will learn from his experience tonight.
Popped up and out of play.
You see already that, you know, he was 92, 93 in the first inning, and all of a sudden fastball's down to about 90. Breaking ball's not quite sharp enough, and it's so much mentally and so much adrenaline in these long innings. Just takes so much out of you. It wears you out.
And you start getting hit, and all of a sudden you start aiming it a little bit, not letting it go.
Count 1-2. And the pitch. 2-2.
See Larry Rothschild just trying to figure out the right thing to do here. Joe Girardi kind of in the same boat. Doesn't look like anything's easy right now.
No, it's a struggle for this young man. There's no question about it. Looks like he's lost his concentration out there some. Head spinning.
Count 3-2.
But these are all learning experiences, and they'll get better.
It's funny, if you look at it, there's really no gray area between pitchers when they make their first. They either come out and you're really surprised they throw an unbelievable game and then catches up to them later, or they struggle.
That one's driven to left field, and it's a foul ball. Lou, back in the day, George Steinbrenner did not like when young pitchers didn't perform well.
No,
it was only the young ones, huh?
I managed a game in Boston, and I had a couple young pitchers pitching, and when I came back, the bags were packed after the game was over.
Runner goes, and there's a base hit to left field.
That might be it right there.
So Ramirez is 2 for 2, and that's going to do it for Warren. And the crowd cheers Girardi as he comes out. So a rough big league debut for Adam Warren. He worked a scoreless first inning, then allowed 4 runs in the second, 2 runs here in the third. The 2 runners on base are his responsibility. So Warren will think about it. Another youngster comes in. David Phelps, stay right where you are. Adam Warren struggled in his major league debut. So the Yankees will call on David Phelps, who was up here and actually did a pretty good job. 2.94 ERA, less than a hit per inning, 13 walks, 29 strikeouts, allowed 5 home runs. He made 2 starts and had 11 relief appearances. Now you have to handle Warren delicately. He's a kid, so Joe Girardi is going to go over and say, not much, just a pat on the back, which is pretty much hang in there. You don't want to devastate the kid making his first big league start.
That means a lot to that young man, and Girardi did the exact thing he should do.
So here's Beckham against Phelps, and there's a strike.
You know, looking back there, Lou, I mean, every young player just dreams and dreams of getting here, and you finally get here, and you look at all the work you put in, and then you have a night like this, and you know, it's so overwhelming. You're just dejected, but you know, there's other chances. You gotta look at the long picture, the big picture, and it's hard to do when your first outing ends up the way this one did.
Well, this should be a nice learning experience for Warren. Pitching in front of 45,000 people, Yankee Stadium, against a good hitting team like the White Sox is not an easy chore for anybody, especially a young pitcher making his first major league start. He'll remember this and he'll learn from it.
Swing and a miss. Beckham down on strikes for the second out.
Phelps a little slider off the plate. Pitch, but you know, everything kind of slows down when the pitcher struggles, and all of a sudden, you know, if you're one of the Yankee fielders, you got to realize, I mean, it's only 6-4. You're in a 2-run game here. I mean, there's a lot of time. This is going to be a long game because there's a lot of hits.
Diaz takes a strike from Phelps. Yankees like Phelps, and he would have been the one they called up to make this start, but as we mentioned earlier, he simply has not been built back up to start because he'd been broken back down when he started the season with the Yankees out of the bullpen. So during spring training they built him up to 90 pitches, but then he wasn't pitching enough, and you got to build yourself back, and they had built him to about 50. His next time out he would have had maybe 65 to 70 pitches, and one more time after that it would have been 90. He would have been ready to roll. Ground ball to second. Cano is there, and that will do it. But the White Sox take the lead. 2 runs, 4 hits, and 2 men left. Adam Warren's going to think about it. The Yankees are going to try to come back. Robin Ventura, the White Sox manager, is one of 4 players to have at least 290 home runs and 5 Gold Gloves at third base. Who are the other 3? We'll find that out momentarily.
Lou, are you good at these? I'm horrible.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I know one.
Craig Nettles?
Yeah, I would say I know one.
Brooks Robinson?
Lou, you're going to get us all fired. We're not allowed to guess.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
Every single one of us just lose their jobs with that. Lincoln scoreboard 6-4. White Sox lead the Yankees.
It's just like we're throwing names out there, and you just got to figure out which ones we're trying to trick you with.
Right. Exactly. Good way to think of it.
Paul, you tricked me on that one.
That's for bringing that lefty in the 8th when I want to face you.
That's it. That's called payback, right? I see where Teixeira has problems with rookie pitchers.
Doesn't have that scouting report in his head, I guess.
Probably, yes.
Grounded to third, Youkilis. 1 out. It's a hot and humid evening here at Yankee Stadium. Paul, is it tougher to play in this sort of heat? Some players say, hey, you get loose, but do you get also fatigued?
You know what? I always thought they were great nights to hit. April when it's cold, it was tough. The hotter the better for a hitter. Everything feels better. The pine tar feels better. The bat feels good in your hand.
Rounded to third. Nice hop for Youkilis. And a nice switch of the feet by Konerko for the second out.
And if you were hot, you always felt that the pitcher out there was just a little hotter, feeling it a little more than you were.
Did you manage differently when you handled the pitcher when it was really hot out, Lou?
Well, I tried to keep a fan on me in the dugout. No, not really.
There's some important innings for Quintana to try to get his rhythm going, but in the same thing, the Yankees want to try to get back on the board, keep this. You don't want a one-sided game where they're always on the offensive, and you throw 4 runs up early. Next thing you know, you look up and you're only down a couple runs. So Bobby Cano hit an absolute bullet last time up, right at the right field.
Count 2-0. And the lefty deals. Fly ball left field. Viciedo is there. He'll put it away, and that'll do it. 1-2-3 inning. Meredith Marakovich will join us in the booth next. The Yankees finishing up Hope Week, again, making more people's dreams come true. Are down 6-4, and today is the final day of Hope Week. It's been another rousing success for the New York Yankees. It's their 4th year, and it's amazing what they do throughout each of these weeks. Meredith Marakovitz joins us here in the booth. Meredith, today it took place at the New York Botanical Gardens. Tell us what the Yankees did.
Just a beautiful place there in the Bronx. And today it was about CAP, the Children's Alopecia Project. And it was an organization that was started by Betsy and Joe Wojtovich, and their daughter was diagnosed with alopecia in 2003, and after that in 2004 actually her father Jeff decided that she shouldn't have to go through this alone, and they found online that there weren't really a lot of support groups available for children, although there were support groups available for adults. So you see Joe Girardi, David Wells, a bunch of the Yankees, Andrew Jones getting his head painted there for the support of these kids, and they were having a great time. And the main purpose of this program is to build self-esteem, provide support, and raise awareness of alopecia. And they don't want these kids to go through it alone. They want to raise the message, send the message, bald is beautiful, there's nothing wrong with the way you are right now, to really embrace it and be confident in who you are.
You know, I was talking to a couple of people with the Yankees, and they said the amazing thing about this whole week, and I know, Meredith, you've been part of the entire week, is that a lot of these people don't even know some of the Yankees when they walk in. It's just that somebody important, somebody who's famous comes in and cares about them, and it does lend a lot of a spotlight to a situation and a cause. It's
interesting. Today in particular, a lot of the people that were there, they came from different states, so a lot of them weren't Yankees fans. Some of them were even Phillies fans. So Raul Ibanez was there, and he was a big favorite earlier today. But just to have those guys taking the time out of their busy schedules, they know they're baseball players. They know they have a lot of games they play throughout the course of the season, but the fact that they're there and they're willing to talk to them and do fun things like allow the children to paint their heads, they just really enjoyed it. And this one in particular, I think, touched some of the kids in a certain way, because a couple guys on the Yankees have shaved their heads. You had Dwayne Wise there, Andrew Jones there, Corey Wade there, Raul Ibanez, and I think they kind of identified with those guys and saw that they're professional athletes, they're big stars, they're okay with it. I'm gonna kind of embrace it for myself as well.
1-2 to Dunn is low, 2-2.
Well, we saw Reggie Jackson there also.
Yeah.
He was there as well. Darryl Strawberry was in the house.
Did they paint Reggie's head?
They did not. He was standing in the shade a lot of times. It was very hot earlier today, so people were dipping in and out of the shade. But they had a scavenger hunt. Ivan Nova and Freddie Garcia were playing hopscotch. It's a different event all the way around.
And today they ended up showing up here at the ballpark and threw out the first pitch. It's just a really nice thing that the Yankees do. We've been talking about it all week, and we can't emphasize enough. These players take time out of their free time out of their day, and they wouldn't want to be anywhere else. They really do embrace this, and they sign up for it. They're not forced to do anything, but they show up en masse today. An unbelievable group.
Huge turnout today, and it's interesting because I'll ask several of the guys at the event, what made you choose this event? And for Corey Wade in particular, he was a guy that battled alopecia a little bit in 2007 and 2009. He woke up one day and he noticed patches were missing from the back of his head, and he thought, oh my gosh, what's going on here? Is there something wrong with me? And he was diagnosed with alopecia. Now, his hair grew back, but not everyone's does. There's a chance that it won't grow back, and in the severe cases, as Madison, who threw out the first pitch, you saw she didn't have any eyebrows or eyelashes, and that's the most extreme case, but you can actually have your hair grow back. So he was a guy that identified with this cause and really thought it was a great way to give back and share his experiences with these kids.
0-2 on Konerko. Yankees trail 6-4. We're in the top of the fourth.
And it's interesting, Joe Girardi was there as well today. His son was there. And Joe Girardi addressed the crowd, the parents, a lot of the families as a whole were there. There were other siblings involved. And he said he became familiar with this CAP project when Art Modell was doing an event, and he handed out...
Base hit for Konerko.
He handed out Giants caps after they won the Super Bowl. So Joe Girardi made the announcement, well, I hope we can send you some Yankees caps after the season. And the kids loved that. There was a big roar in the crowd. And as I mentioned, a lot of them Phillies fans and fans of other teams, even the Rangers. There was a Go Yankees chant as they walked out the door. So certainly appreciative of their time.
Well, Meredith, you've done a great job all week. Early mornings, late nights here at the ballpark, and I'm sure it's fulfilling for you. This is the first year you've had a chance to take a part in Hope Week, and it's something I hope the Yankees continue to do for a long time.
And I think they will. A lot of people enjoy it, and as you mentioned, long hours, but certainly well worth it.
Thanks, Meredith, and we'll see Meredith on the post-game show with Bob and Jack. Pitch is a strike to Alex Rios. Three strikeouts so far for Phelps. Grounded foul. He's getting ahead on all the batters as well.
Yeah, Phelps has been very impressive. Good breaking ball and his fastball. He's got good late life to it. That base hit by Konerko, he basically beat him with it. He got jammed and hit it down the right field line. And there's the elevation that I'm talking about with the fastball, Paul. Change the hitter's eye level. Phelps did that well.
Swing and a miss. So he strikes out the side. 4 strikeouts in an inning and 2/3 for Phelps. So he has shut down the White Sox. Now what the Yankee offense can do, we'll see. Quit line quiz. The question was, Robin Ventura is one of 4 players to have at least 290 home runs and 5 Gold Gloves at third base. Who were the other 3? Lou Getz, Greg Nettles, and that was not right. Maybe Brooks Robinson?
I got Mike Schmidt.
Schmidt would. Oh, Brooks Robinson didn't have 290, I guess.
Scott Rowland.
Scott Rowland.
Wow.
Good question.
Ron Santo. He's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame this July in Cooperstown. What a great guy.
I'm just sorry that he didn't live to see it.
I agree with you, Michael.
Why'd they have to wait that long? And it would have meant the world to him.
Love the game of baseball. Love his Cubbies. I was there 4 years, and I really enjoyed my time with him.
You get to hang with him on the road? Did you guys get close?
Have dinner from time to time. Have a couple glasses of wine. He loved Italian food. Just a good man.
1-1. 2-1.
A lot of good people over there in that Cub organization.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're going to have to come back because they're,
oh boy.
You know, you just look at some teams in baseball and you just kind of scratch your head and you wonder why. How do you go on that long? Because, you know, it's a big market. And, people love to go to the ballpark. And it just can't be bad luck for that long.
It's a fun place to play, isn't it, Paul?
No, yeah, it is. Chicago's a great city, and the White Sox, in my mind, you know, with that World Series a few years ago, and you know, kind of taking those cities. You know, you've got the talk about the Ron Santo being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Tim McCarver and Barry Larkin. Also, Barry Larkin, I texted him that night. I mean, great teammate, great player.
Yeah.
Good to see him go in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I really enjoyed managing Barry. Class guy.
Really wasn't much he couldn't do on a baseball field.
No, he could do it all. He could beat you with his bat, with his glove, with his legs.
I like Michael in the old days.
Never with the legs.
Yeah, not a big base stealer.
Never with the legs. Here's a 3-2. And Swisher works a leadoff walk. 2 walks issued by Quintana. Hitting the road, take the Yankees with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Yankees out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Yankees.com to order. Get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere.
Well, that was a really good at-bat by Swisher. He fouled off some good pitches, and he works a guy that doesn't walk many people for base on balls.
Andrew Jones, first time up, 2-run double into the gap in left center.
Quintana really has not established that cutter in off the plate to righties, and that's been a strength for him coming into the game. I talked to a couple of the White Sox announcers, and that's really been one of his pitches that it's worked for him. And tonight he's going to have to go at it a different way because he just doesn't have that pitch. He's not jamming guys inside.
There he went to the screwball, bounced it.
Hammered foul.
Boy, Jones takes a good rip at that fastball.
You know, it doesn't matter what the count is, how you've set him up. It seems like he's always ready for that fastball. Ball again.
I think you can throw him 50 straight breaking balls and try to sneak a fastball in on him. He'd be ready for it.
You know, if you're a true fastball hitter, the only key is that you don't swing at the off-speed pitches out of the zone. And sooner or later, you'll get your fastball.
And don't foul it off.
Yeah, oh, don't miss it. Yeah, if you're going to get it in the count, and you can't foul it off and you can't miss it.
Hammered, fair. Pass Euclid, and it kicks off the wall. Swisher will go to third. Andrew Jones goes to second, and he's in there with a double. 2 doubles for Jones.
And again, he saw the changeup before. He laid off of it, got another fastball, and just hammers it down the left field line.
Oh, look at the umpire.
Euclid's no chance.
You know, if Viciedo throws right to second, he has a chance to get Andrew Jones instead he threw to third.
Yeah, Jones was trailing on that play when he saw the ball go to the third baseman or the shortstop, went into second base.
Here's Jason Nix, runners on second and third, nobody out, infield is back. Nix flied out to center field. That was in the first inning.
And the Yankees in a situation where they have an opportunity to drive in runs. And ever since they've been home from the road, Michael, they've done a pretty good job of driving runners in. It's been kind of one of their weaknesses.
Line drive, base hit, past the diving Ramirez. Swisher scores. Here comes Andrew Jones. He'll score. Nix moves into second with a 2-run double. We're tied at 6.
Again, this has been the homestand where it seems like everybody that gets a spot start that Joe Girardi gives an extra day comes through. Jason Nix takes that cutter in and then gets a fastball out over the plate. He just hammers it.
And a great piece of base running. I mean, he was thinking double as soon as he saw that ball to room in the left field.
Ramirez actually went too far on this ball. He left his feet and his glove actually went too far.
You can see he's running all the way. Good base running, good hustling, good baseball.
It looked like Ramirez got that off the wrist. He actually misjudged it. He's so fast. Not many people would have gotten to that. It was hit so hard, but by caroming off the wrist right there, it slowed the ball down and allowed Nix to get to second and allowed Andrew Jones to score. So now that gets Adam Warren off the hook. And the Yankees are right back in this. It's a 6-6 game. Stewart with a bunt single in the second inning. And then was caught at second trying to advance on a ball in the dirt.
I like the White Sox defense here with the second baseman. He's playing in, thinking that Stewart might be trying to go that way, keeping the runner from second base advancing.
Stewart, another guy that's getting extra at bats because of Russell Martin. Really taking, really coming at with this opportunity. He's done well over the past 4 or 5 games.
That was a good pitch to do just that, to go the other way with it. Pitch out over the plate if you're thinking right field.
Yeah, you see that front hip kind of open up.
Yes.
In pull mode. Stewart 10 for 30 in June. 333.
Grounded to third. Euclid across the diamond for the first out. So Nick stays put at second.
I tell you, as a hitter, sometimes when you do that, you just know that going back to the dugout what you were supposed to do and what ended up happening. And you saw the pitch before, that front hip kind of opening up and ended up pulling the next pitch, not moving the runner over.
Here's Derek Jeter. Derek is 1 for 2, doubled and scored in the first and grounded to short in the second.
Moving runners over, I think that's a little bit of a lost art.
And to me, and you were right-handed, I think it's actually easier to hit the ball to the right side as a right-handed hitter. I mean, you just push the ball over that way. As a lefty, sometimes, it's hard. You try to hook it, you hook it foul, and you end up being down in the count. It's a natural swing for a lot of right-handed hitters, especially Derek Jeter hit the ball to the right side. I agree with you, Lou. I think that the game, with so many home runs, so many runs that, you forget the art of just, getting one at a time.
See Brian Omogrosso warming up.
And you see Quintana just trying to work that cutter in and just does not have location with that tonight. And that's been his big fault. That's what has made him very good coming into this game. And sometimes you'll go out and you just don't have your number one pitch. Fastball away, and then he threw that cutter again. That one he got away with. He had good movement. Missed down and in.
Derek probably chased one out of the zone just a little bit.
The 3-2. That's driven deep to left field. Back is Viciedo, and he makes the play in front of the track for the second out. Boy, Jeter really hit that ball hard.
And it just, you know, the part of baseball, moving the guy over, it makes that bat, you know, you driving a run there. So, and that's the big thing. When you have opportunities, yeah, Derek does. He hits it right on the nose. There's nothing for him.
Fly out to left field as opposed to sacrifice fly and RBI.
Those flies make you feel a lot better, don't they?
So Nick stays at second now with 2 outs. And here is Granderson, who has a 2-run home run. He's 1 for 2. And a strike.
He's right around the plate with all his pitches.
It just doesn't seem like he has that pinpoint control. I mean, when you come into the game with 16 consecutive scoreless innings, you're shutting down some people. This was the first inning, first run he's given up in a while. See Curtis Granderson. He's so good off lefties this year.
Well, if you take an 0 for 4 off of him, you'd classify him as a comfortable 0 for 4.
Yeah, you've had pitches to hit.
You've had pitches to hit.
I say that over and over. There's not too many times as a hitter that you go back to the dugout and you kind of process your at bat, that you look back and you didn't have a good pitch to hit. There's not too many pitchers that don't give you something through the course of a bat to hit.
Now Nolan Ryan. That was an uncomfortable 0 for 4.
Now, was it uncomfortable because the stuff was so good, or was there fear involved?
Well, you know, I think there might have been. Your heart was in it.
Right.
But that's it.
But your backside was it?
That's it.
I mean, Clemens was the same way. Pedro was the same way. Just great stuff, and knew how to pitch, knew how to never let you get comfortable in there.
And a walk. So he's issued 3 walks tonight, and he had not had a walk to 97 straight batters. And the Yankees make you throw strikes. Even guys with great control end up walking players when they face the Yanks.
Very patient hitting team, Michael.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Here's Swisher. Check that. Teixeira, he struck out looking in the first and grounded to third in the third. There's a strike.
We had 2 guys last night pitching. You know, there weren't a lot of opportunities. And you look at this night, 4th inning, and it just seems like every guy goes up there has a big opportunity.
Right back to Quintana, and that will do it. But the Yankees have come back. They have tied the score. It started when Jones doubled in a run. Jason Nixon doubled in 2 to tie the score at 6. Standings in the East as we come into today's action. Yankees 5 ahead of the Orioles. Red Sox creeping back in at 6.5 back. Rays 6.5 back. Blue Jays are in last place, but still a 500 team at 8.5 back. Red Sox were shut out 1-0 by Felix Hernandez yesterday. And Bobby Valentine said if Hernandez pitched like he pitched yesterday all the time, he would never give up a hit or a run. He said it was unbelievable.
Well, when he's on, his stuff is electric. There's no question about it.
He said his pitches were moving 14 inches from one side of the plate to the next. 6-6 game. We're in the top of the 5th inning.
I think Valentine was exaggerating a little bit there now.
Yeah. Stick it up for his hitters a little bit.
Next week's an important week for the Yankees. They have the Rays and the Red Sox on the road.
I might have to tune into you, Michael, next week. Huh?
I wish you do.
Big series.
They turned him loose on 3-0 and he fouled it back.
You know, Ozzie last year, the hitters would take 3-0 a lot, and Robin is totally different. He's letting them, turning them loose, like you mentioned.
High drive, right field, Swisher back on the track at the wall. See ya. Second home run for Przinsky. He's 3 for 3, and the White Sox are about out in front. It's 7-6.
What'd you say last night, Michael? Bobby Mercer would say you get the same pitch 3-1, then you get 3-0.
Yep.
Well, Przinsky took 3-0 and then went after it, but then he got that same pitch and didn't miss it. It's that ball that Phelps tries to run it at the front hip and try to hit the inside corner. But if you miss with that just a little bit, it ends out right over the plate. Good pitch to hit.
Yeah, Przinsky didn't miss it. Ball was almost dead center. Well, when you score runs, what you want to see is your pitcher to go out there and give you a 1-2-3 inning. Get back in that dugout. Keep the momentum on your side.
Ground ball was short. Jeter gets Viciado for the first out. Join the Yankees this Sunday, July 1st, for their final home game before the All-Star break as they celebrate their 27 World Championships with Old Timers Day. Come see your favorite Yankee legends put on the pinstripes again and take the field at Yankee Stadium. Be sure to arrive early for Old Timers Day as ceremonies begin at approximately 11:15 a.m. Write that down, and the Yankees game against the White Sox will follow.
You're part of the ceremonies, aren't you, Michael? Don't you announce them?
John Sterling and I will be the MCs. Always an honor. Great names coming back. Yogi Berra, Dr. Bobby Brown, Jerry Coleman, David Cohn, Bucky Dent, Whitey Ford, Bernie Williams, Darryl Strawberry, Willie Randolph, Tino Martinez, Don Larson, Reggie Jackson, Ricky Henderson, Goose Gossage, Ron Guidry. The list goes on and on. And
great
the two guys
players.
in the booth, too.
Great players on that list. Boy, the Yankees have had a litany of great players throughout their history.
Joe Torre's coming back.
Skip.
What a career he had here as a Yankee manager.
Roy White, your teammate with the 77-78 champions.
Yeah. Roy could play.
Bobby Richardson, Mickey Rivers, another teammate of yours.
How about that? Make the quick.
Joe Pepitone. That one is lined to left field. And right there is Nix to retire Ramirez.
Well, Pepitone had a short, quick, compact swing. He had the first hairdryer.
That's right.
Yeah, I still probably used it too. I saw him down there a couple years ago.
First DH ever, Ron Bloomberg will be part of the festivities.
Ronnie can hit.
Yeah, good left-handed hitter. Paul, an important guy in some of your championships is automatic stolen base on the bench, Homer Bush.
I hope he's on my side, because every time Homer Bush played that year, he might have played 15 games. It was like a good luck charm. We would win. He would steal a base, score one, and we would win. There's guys like that.
The 2-0. Fly ball center field. Granderson is there, and that retires Beckham. But the White Sox have taken the lead. A.J. Przinsky's been a big part of their 7 runs. Leadoff home run in the 2nd inning, a single in the 3rd, and another home run here in the 5th. It's 7-6 as we're halfway through. By Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin', and by Chrysler, imported from Detroit. All right, so we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. White Sox lead 7-6. New third baseman for the White Sox as Youkilis is out of the game. Take a look at who is there as A-Rod leads off. It's Eduardo Escobar. So you wonder what's up with Youkilis. As soon as we find out, we'll pass it along. The 1-1. 1-2.
Lou, where do you see Alex in his career? I mean, he was a .320 hitter, a 50 home run guy at one time. I mean, where do you see him numbers-wise? Where should he be at this time in his career?
I think Alex basically can hit close to 300. There's no reason for Alex not to hit that 30 home run mark.
Yeah.
Drive in 100 runs or so. Alex is what, 37 or so years old now?
He'll be 37 in July.
Okay.
And when
those should be attainable numbers for Alex.
And when you're an organization or a manager, and you can pencil those kind of years in, it's still very productive.
He goes down swinging, first out of the 5th.
He missed a couple good pitches to hit there, especially that last one.
Here's Cano. Line to right, fly to left. He has a 5-game hitting streak. Way out in front of that one.
Some guys go to the plate and you just kind of watch the at bat. When you watch Robbie, you're almost surprised when he doesn't hit the ball hard. I mean, he walks to the plate. You expect him to hit the ball on the barrel and hit the ball hard.
He's really got good plate coverage.
Looks like a type of hitter that can actually look away and still quick enough to hit the ball inside. And there are times, as a hitter, when you feel that good, and that's when you go through things, is you don't have to guess, you don't have to look inside, you don't have to give away part of the plate.
No tension at all in your swing. You just throw those hands through the hitting area. He's got such great weight shift. I mean, if I were to teach hitting, I love that weight shift approach to hitting. Let your body weight do a lot of your work as opposed to muscling.
6-game hitting streak for Cano.
Quintana again. First time up, Robbie hit a curveball hard. Then he got him out by coming in. Went back to the curveball late in the count. Robbie right on it.
There's a plate coverage. That ball was on the outer half of the plate. He just laced it right up the middle.
When's he announce his squad, Michael, for the home run derby?
I think sometime next week.
Because Sunday's the All-Star game team announcement, right?
Right. I guess you have to work off that All-Star team, so he can't announce it before he knows what the team is. Here's Swisher. 2 runs scored. 1 for 1 with a walk. Had a real good at bat last time as he walked to start the 4th inning. Then a double by Jones, put runners on 2nd and 3rd, and Nix's hustle double tied the score at 6. Now it's 7-6 on the Brzezinski home run.
Well, I could name a couple guys I'd want on my team.
yeah, there's a few throughout baseball.
A lot of guys don't like to do it because they think that it messes up your swing. And there are instances of guys that had great first half power-wise and then took part in the home run derby and didn't have that swing. They picked him off. Absolutely frozen. And he is tagged out. So that is 1-3-4.
Quintana here, just a move you haven't seen yet. Hasn't thrown over there, and you're right. I mean, Robbie saw nothing coming over there.
I'll tell you too, Paul, he's got a borderline balk move.
Yeah,
I mean, he didn't really step over there.
I've said it numerous times. That's the most just unscientific call in all of baseball is the balk. I mean, they're so close every single time.
We needed the cowboy over at first base, Joe West. Here you can see Quintana stepping to plate, and at the last second he never even stepped towards first.
Nope.
Threw across his body over there. The cowboy would have got him.
Remember the days, Lou, when they tried painting those white lines? Did you like that? They painted the white lines on the mound. They had to step past the line.
Really, Michael? You know, I don't remember that.
I think they did that in spring training one year. Swing and a miss.
Do you remember that, Paul?
No, but I'll tell you one thing. That'd be really, really hard for a pitcher. You know, to think you're going over there. You're looking at that white line, knowing I got to get across that thing.
The 2-2. Count 3-2. I mean, the definition of a balk is you're trying to deceive the runner. Well, anytime you throw over there, you're trying to deceive the runner.
You would think, yeah.
But you've got to step.
Right. And strike 3, Swisher down looking. He does not like that call by Tim Timmons. No runs a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Was it too high? Well, it was pretty close. Top of the order for the White Sox coming up.
Once again, the question: what is most impressive about Robinson Cano's month of June? Let's see some results.
The home runs. Oh yeah.
People like home. Chicks dig the long ball. Remember, Mike?
Yes, that's what I heard.
Boy, they loved you, Paul. Then.
Yeah, I didn't hit enough of them. Believe me.
All right, we go to the 6th inning. It's 7-6. White Sox lead. And the pitch is outside to Diaza, who leads off. Yesterday, Diaza was 4 for 5. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Strikeout and 2 ground balls to second. David Phelps on a relief of Adam Warren, who struggled and couldn't get out of the third. Strange outing for Warren because he pitched a scoreless first inning. Then the Yankees gave him 4 runs in the bottom of the inning, but he gave it right back in the second and then 2 more in the third before Girardi eventually lifted him. Again, this is the start that CC Sabathia would have made if he didn't get hurt on Sunday. Now, Monday is the start Andy Pettitte would have made, and Freddie Garcia will take that start against Tampa Bay. The Yankees will play 3 in St. Pete against the Rays. Then Thursday's an off day. And then what was a 3-game set against the Red Sox is now a 4-game set as they make up a rain out from earlier. And Saturday is a day-night doubleheader.
That's a tough little road trip.
Yeah.
I've been impressed with David Phelps. Showing good poise out there and working his breaking ball. He's got good late life on his fastball.
Oh, what a play by Teixeira. He stays with the bad hop to make the play at first. Outstanding.
I tell you, day in and day out, Mark Teixeira every single day seems like he saves runs and runners over there. And this, as he's diving, he adjusts to the hop. That ball came up. A lot of guys just dive to get their glove down there to see. He's actually got his eye on the ball, and you see he makes an adjustment in the middle of his dive. Tremendous play.
Nobody better at first base defensively.
Not right now.
Young man.
You know, being a right fielder, I got to play behind Don Mattingly and Tino Martinez, and it's so good. It's so much fun to watch the adjustments they make between pitches on hitters and certain counts, and it has so much to do with being a good first baseman.
I think sometimes you get spoiled and don't realize how important a first baseman is. You had Mattingly, you had Tino, and you took it for granted all those years of great first base play. And then Jason Giambi was brought here for his offense and really was not a good defender at first. And you could see what that means to a team. You do lose outs over there.
Escobar, he didn't know where the ball was. He didn't know what happened, but he had a foul ball and ended up losing his footing at the plate.
Well, he knew he popped it up.
That's a good feeling when you look and you see that ball go in the bleachers. You know you got another shot at it.
That's a real good feeling if it goes in the bleachers.
Yeah.
Escobar's first at bat took over for Youkilis in the field last inning. Swing and a miss. Escobar down on strikes, 2 away.
You know, talking about good fielding first basemen in Seattle, I had John Olerud for 3 or 4 years, and boy, he was smooth over there. And you're right, when you've got the size and you present such a good target to throw at.
Yeah, Olerud was one of those guys that would kind of irritate you because you would just hit a absolute bullet going into right field, and just smoothly he would go over and gobble it up, tag you out.
Well, New Yorkers really got spoiled for a period there in the 80s. On one side of town you had Keith Hernandez, on the other side of town you had Don Mattingly, and that's about as good as it gets.
Doesn't get any better.
This shows you how large you are, Michael. You just make a phone call, bring Don Mattingly on your radio show just anytime you want.
Well, we put in for him, but he had great things to say about Lou, great influence on his career, and he said, O'Neill, I don't even want to get into it. That was his quote. But he said to say hello to both of you guys.
One of my favorite teammates, no doubt about it.
We get word that Youkilis left the game with an upset stomach.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can deal with that. I mean, if you're a White Sox fan and then you see, you just get excited to see Kevin Youkilis come over here, and you think, what happened? And that upset stomach will be in the lineup tomorrow. It's just, you almost hold your breath that he didn't tweak something.
Dunn is 0 for 2 with a walk. Just missed.
Pretty good looking pitch.
A ball that he runs inside on lefties, and this is a really tough pitch for lefties to pull the trigger, and you see it just move back towards the plate at the end.
Yeah, good late life on it. Coming right back in.
A lot of times if you test that umpire and throw it in there twice close, you'll get one of them.
Lou, were you the one who kind of worked with Donnie the most when he first came up?
Donnie was a really good hitter, and he hit the ball from to the opposite field a lot. Mm-hmm. That was his swing, a little bit of an inside-out swing. Wasn't really a home run hitter, and we worked quite hard on getting him a nice weight shift and getting him to pull the ball. And from working with Donnie, I realized what a good hitter this guy could be, and that his takeaway was about 1.5 inches.
What's a takeaway?
In other words, your
hands back.
Your hands back as you go back. The 2 smallest takeaways I've ever seen. Don Mattingly was one, and Paul Molitor from Milwaukee another.
Yeah, he didn't even stride at the end of his career. Just hit from a standstill almost.
But Manley, I mean, he started powder rivering that baseball. 30, 35 home runs.
Yeah, he was as quick as anybody on that ball.
Unbelievably
up
quick.
and in.
You know, for a while there, probably the best hitter in baseball.
One of the best players, and if he doesn't get hurt, he's probably a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
For 5 years, I don't know if there was anybody better in the whole game. Fielding, hitting for average power. Larry Rothschild will go out and talk with David Phelps. Count 2-0 on Konerko.
No, that was back before the interleague game. So, you know, you grow up in Ohio and you watch the Reds, the National League town, and you know, when the All-Star game would come around, you would look forward to, because you didn't see Don Manning. You heard about him, how great he was, and you would look forward to seeing him play in person.
You know, he could hit for power. Ran the bases very smartly. Just a really, really good ball player.
You think at the time he was going to be a manager one day, Lou?
Not really. Not really. But I'll tell you this. Joe Torre took him under his wings, showed him the ropes. He got his opportunity, and he's making the best of it. I'm so happy to see Donnie Baseball stay in the game and doing the things he's doing over there with the Los Angeles Dodgers. You don't see too many great players stay in the game and manage. Very few.
Ground ball up the middle, of base hit for Konerko as Dunn moves to second. You would think right about now Phelps might be running out of gas. I told you earlier the reason they didn't go with him to start today is he had only stretched it out to about 50 pitches at AAA in a start, and his next time out was going to be 60, 65, maybe push it to 70. So he's at 60 right now. This is probably his last batter.
You saw Konerko. We talked about how hot he was and then how cold. But you could tell last night that his swing's starting to come around. Tonight, great swings, home run, ball up the middle. You can just see that he's seeing the baseball a lot better. He's ready to go through another one of those hot streaks.
Rios fouls it back. The 0-1. 0-2. One mistake so far for Phelps, and that was the home run to Przinsky in the fifth on a 3-1 pitch. Didn't want to start the inning with a walk. To a 3-0 right down the middle, then a 3-1, and Przinsky put the 3-1 over the wall. And AJ's on deck. He will not be facing Phelps because Rapata's warming up in the bullpen. Rios done a great job with runners in scoring position this year. 25 for 72. That's 347. First and second, 2 outs. White Sox 7, Yankees 6. That one is looped into left field. It is a base hit. Dunn will score. Konerko stops at second. It's an RBI single for Rios, and now it's 8-6 Chicago.
That's a great at bat by Rios. Away with everything that he tried to bust him in, and I think Joe Girardi was trying to get one more out. Again, they tried to sneak one inside, and Rios quick enough to kind of jam shot that ball into the outfield.
He just muscled that ball over the shortstop.
So an RBI single for Rios, his second hit of the night. Girardi will go to Rapata to face Przinsky. Stay right here. Watch live Yes Network Yankees games on your PCs or laptops with Time Warner Cable. Get the remaining season of live Yankee games on the go for just $39.99. Now, if you're a Time Warner Cable customer, go to YesNetwork.com to get more information and subscribe now. Here is Clay Rapata. He came on to face A.J. Przinsky yesterday and got him to essentially bang into a double play in the ninth inning, but he threw the ball away. So he did the job as a pitcher, but didn't do the job as a fielder. And then Joe Girardi brought in David Robertson, and Robertson served up the home run to Dayan Viciedo, and the White Sox snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. The 0-1. 1-1.
Tried to be too quick. Threw the ball into center field.
Those are the numbers on Phelps. The runners on base, his responsibility. He's the pitcher of record right now. This is the play that Rapata mishandled last night.
Well, it all starts great. There you go. All of a sudden you see that sidearm delivery, the ball just took off. Had plenty of time to give Derek Jeter. And you see the disappointment. And again, those extra outs cost the Yankees a game last night.
Popped up, shallow right. Swisher is there, and he'll put it away. One more run for the White Sox on 2 hits and 2 men left. And now a business update from our friends at the Fox Business Network. Brought to you in part by Ford, the official truck of the New York Yankees. Well, it's been an up and down game, and for a Yankee fan, that pretty much sums it up. Yankees led 4-0, then it was 4-4, then they trailed 6-4, then they tied it at 6-6, now it's 8-6 White Sox as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and Andrew Jones will lead it off. And a strike.
Boy, Quintana's still out there. It's sort of surprising.
Yeah, he's battled. I mean, obviously with his numbers coming in, he hasn't had the same kind of stuff, but you know, his offense has allowed him to have a game like tonight and still have a lead at this point.
Quintana at one time was in the minor league system of both the Mets and the Yankees, but here he ends up with the White Sox.
.91 pitches.
Two and two. Brian Omogrosso was up earlier. Fouled straight back here.
Got that off-speed pitch up in the zone. Boy, I tell you, as a hitter, you know you missed one there. This ball just up and just kind of hangs there. Andrew tries to pull it.
Grounded to third. Backhanded by Escobar. The long throw. One away. First year for White Sox manager Robin Ventura, and he's done a great job. A team that was considered by many to be a rebuilding team, and he has them in first place in the Central. And we talked yesterday about influences and who he takes after as a manager. A lot of people say that he reminds them of Joe Torre. He played for the Yankees under Torre. He said, well, I think I took a lot from a lot of people I played for. He said, but I think there's a lot of Bobby in there as well. He played for Bobby Valentine with the Mets, maybe the analytical part, but I don't think he has the same personality as Bobby. More of a personality like Joe Torre, kind of laid back. And you are, no matter what manager in the big leagues, a product of the people that you've encountered. And that's the resume on Robin. 16 seasons. White Sox, Mets, Yankees, Dodgers. All-Star team twice. Great third baseman. And 18 Grand Slams. Now, those are regular season Grand Slams. It does not count the Grand Slam single he had in the playoff game for the Mets.
How about that?
Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. And Nix is tagged out by Przinsky.
Well, when you manage, Michael, let's see if he goes through. Yeah. Chased a bad pitch out of the zone. Couldn't hold back.
It's close.
You take away from every manager that you played, you take something from. But you have to be yourself. Invariably, when it's all said and done, you can learn from all of them, but you still have to be yourself. And I think Robin will settle into that mode very, very well.
Chris Stewart grounds one to short. Ramirez bobbles, regains, and fires it past Konerko. As Stewart will head to second. That's probably an E6 all the way.
You know, Ramirez, you talk so much about his great defense. He's had to have a tough night out there. You see, he doesn't come up with as close as a glove, doesn't come up with it clean, and all of a sudden, everything starts to rush now because you know you got to get a throw off a little strong. You get rid of it a little quick. Short hop Paul Konerko, he can't come up with it.
And it scored a two-base error. So he dropped it, kicked it twice, and then hurried it. And that'll bring up Jeter. Jeter's 1 for 3. Last time up, he hit a shot to left field, but was run down by Viciedo. Well, you take a look at Alexei Ramirez, and he looks like he could walk between raindrops and not get wet. That's about as thin a player as you'll find. He is an absolute rail.
Oh, 145 or 50 pounds.
Wow. This is the 100th pitch for Quintana.
They get bad here for Derek.
Blocked by Przinsky right in front of the plate. Quintana gobbles it up.
A tough read for Stewart because the ball didn't go either side. When you're at second base, if it goes left or right, you get a good read. It kind of went forward. You don't know how forward from the catcher.
Yeah, and with 2 outs, you certainly don't want to get thrown out at third base.
You just freeze there.
Stewart at second. We're at the bottom of the 6th. It's an 8-6 Chicago lead. Grounded sharply to first, knocked down by Konerko. He has to beat Jeter to the bag, and he does for the final out of the 6th. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. We're going to the 7th, and Viciedo will lead it off. Local Nissan dealer. You can see by the line score, up and down, seesaw battle, 8-12-1 White Sox, 6-8-1 for the Yankees. Adam Warren, his major league debut, did not go that well. 2 1/3, 8 hits, 6 runs. Przinsky has been a thorn in both Yankee pitchers' sides, both Warren and then Phelps, 2 home runs, 3 ribbies. Granderson had a 2-run home run for the Yankees, and that came in the 1st inning. New pitcher for the Yankees. It is going to be Corey Wade. So it's the 4th pitcher. Warren, Phelps, Rapata, and now Wade. Now you see Wade's ERA is starting to skyrocket, and he has really struggled his last couple of times out. Don't know if he's fatigued. Sometimes pitchers run into that at some point of the season. The numbers are still good. About a hit per inning, strikeout per inning, 7 walks. As Quintana talking things over in the dugout. Probably done for the night. The problem with Wade is a lot of his pitchers are being left out over the plate, and the reason you praise him is because he's got such command and can work the corners, but his stuff is not electric enough to leave out over the plate. He's getting punished. You see the Cadillac scoreboard, 8-6 Sox. Count 1-1 on Viciedo. It's the bottom third of the order for the White Sox here in the 7th. Hammered foul.
Viciedo, you see in his at-bats, it's like he's got one thing on his mind, and that is to hit the ball out of the ballpark. He's pulling everything foul. Every swing is big. When he cuts down and learns to use right center a little bit, up the middle, he's still got tremendous power, but he's not going to miss as many pitches because he's not going to try to do too much with it.
We'll say, though, the ball jumps off his bat.
Oh, yeah. We talked about it last night. Huge home run for the White Sox. When you come back on the road in Yankee Stadium and steal a game like they did, those are big wins.
Robin Ventura, when he manages, looks like he's still sitting on the porch in Malibu. Doesn't show that much emotion, but that's the way he was as a player. Very chillaxed.
got the watch on, though, in case he needs to know what time it is. See?
That was a big Tory staple. He always wore the watch.
You know, the first person, I remember Cal Ripken during batting practice used to have a watch on. I never could figure it out. You need to know what time it is during batting practice.
I once asked Joe Torre why, and he said, well, he started because he had a watch that he had to wear it to wind it up. He said he would leave it during games on the desk, and then he would lose the time. He said, so he just kept it on. And it became a habit. And there's that lack of command that we talked about with Wade. That's just not Corey Wade walking people, but we've been seeing a lot of that. And also wild in the zone, which is even more dangerous.
Yeah, he's definitely looking for a good outing. You talked about it. He's had a couple back-to-back bad outings where, every once in a while, confidence-wise, you just need to go out and have a clean inning and get things going well again.
Well, usually when you get a chance to pitch behind in the score, you should be nice and relaxed out there and can throw the ball well.
Hammered foul by Ramirez. Now you looked up Ramirez's weight in the book.
Yeah,
what'd they say?
About 180 pounds.
And you're not buying it.
Really?
I don't
He's got lead in his shoes.
Tell you what, he's got to be about 6'2".
That's not 180.
No.
You know 180 when you see it, don't you?
That's right. My leg is 180. That's not 180.
7th, 8th grade for you?
Wow. Unbelievable.
What'd you graduate high school with? I was a $185.
Probably about 180, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Driven deep to left field. Backing up Nix on the track at the wall. See ya. 2-run home run for Ramirez. And now it's 10-6 White Sox.
Michael, you've talked about Wade, and he's trying to do the same things. He just doesn't have kind of the pop on the ball now, and he's just missing. And, again, he does not have the confidence he once had. This ball misses up out over the plate. I don't care how much you weigh, Lou, you'll hit that one, huh?
I'll tell you, the ball's carrying tonight. It's only Ramirez's second home run of the year.
All right, Michael, look at this. Really looked it up.
On Baseball Reference, Ramirez is listed at 6'2", 152. And it was enough to drive that ball into the first row.
Well, you hit that ball like a big man.
Yeah. He's had a couple tough games at the at-bat. Last night, he hit a couple balls hard, and then he missed a couple pitches. And every once in a while, you just need one to get going again.
So Beckham lines a hit into left center. He's going to go for 2. The throw not in time, so a double for Beckham. Let's look ahead to tomorrow. Tomorrow's starting pitchers brought to you by Verizon Fios. Introducing Verizon Fios Quantum Speed. Internet twice as fast as anything America has ever seen. Jake Peavy, who's really turned his career around after a lot of injury-plagued years. 6-4, 2.84. Hiroki Kuroda for the Yankees, 7-7, 3.40. Our coverage begins at noon right here on Yes Game Time, right around 107. Now you watch how Wade's getting hit, and you look at the Yankee bullpen, and no one's warming up. And Joe Girardi's thinking, I got to get this guy straightened out, and I can't keep going to my bullpen. Not that he wants to give this game away, but sometimes you have to lose the battle to win the war, and this could be the battle he's willing to lose.
Yeah, you really can't burn out your bullpen. Yankees played 2 games over the weekend, 3 in Tampa Bay, and then 4 big games in Boston. So July is a warm month, and a tired bullpen is a problem for any major league team.
And you also know now that you don't have Phelps for tomorrow, so you don't have the long guy. You also don't have Freddie Garcia. So I don't know if the Yankees make a roster move and bring back Igarashi tomorrow, just in case they need another arm.
Can you bring a pitcher back without an injury?
No, it's got to be an injury. You're right. It's 10 days. unless there's an injury. CeCe's on the DL, but that injury's already occurred, so
yeah,
it's
CeCe's
got to be a
sitting
new
there
injury.
thinking, boy,
Right.
I wish I had those 6 runs. I'd be on that mound.
Yeah.
And this would have been his day.
Yes.
This was his start. Here's Escobar. Now, under no stretch are the Yankees out of this game, especially hot weather in this ballpark. 4 runs is certainly not insurmountable. But again, as Lou said, you cannot burn out a bullpen. And I believe that some of the moves that Joe made and did make last night, he was thinking ahead to tonight as well, knowing he had a rookie making his major league debut. Robertson likely not available for tonight. Soriano is. But they don't want to use Robertson 3 days in a row. Oh, and 2.
I never understood why batters pick up the mask and hand it to the catcher.
Trying to get on their good side. It's like you get a coercion into throwing you a fastball down the middle or something. I don't like your chances. See Stewart back there. He's had a tough night. I mean, he's bounced around. He's had pitchers that just have not had their good stuff.
Missing spots. He's gotten hurt trying to come inside against these White Sox hitters.
Well, like we talked, I mean, the White Sox came in here playing good baseball, and they've continued. And, you know, they're scoring runs.
There's a ground ball to second. Cano gets Escobar as Beckham moves to third.
Next Friday, it's the interview you've been waiting for. As Charlie Sheen opens up for a full hour on a new GMC Presents Center Stage with who else? Michael Kay. He's animated, he's entertaining, he's controversial, and now Charlie tells the stories behind the headlines on all the new Center Stage. Next Friday on at 11 o'clock, only on Yes.
That's right after the Yankee-Red Sox game. And yesterday, Charlie Sheen's new show, Anger Management, debuted on FX. It had the highest ratings for a scripted comedy in the history of cable television. Yep. Good show. It was funny.
I was going to say it had to be an entertaining show.
And he was very, very good on Center Stage. Really loves baseball. It's his favorite sport.
Oh.
He said he would trade an Oscar, which he doesn't have. He would trade an Oscar for one at bat in the big leagues.
Really?
Yep.
That's not a good trade, believe me.
We should ask Billy Crystal. He got that at bat in spring training that one year.
That's
remember?
right. Yep. You know, I asked him about that Billy Crystal thing. Would you like to do something like that? He goes, no. I wanted to bat in a game. He said, not in spring training. I want to be in a game.
He wants the 40-man roster spot, the 25-man big league. He wants it all.
Well, he would be giving up an Oscar if he had it.
Paul, remember in spring training with the Tigers when we were playing in Lakeland where Tom
Selleck, yeah.
He could play a little, right?
Yeah.
He didn't get a hit, though.
No, he didn't get a hit. They dropped Uncle Charlie on him a couple of times.
That was enough.
That was enough.
Count 3-2 on Adam Dunn.
But he looked good in the uniform.
Yeah. He's done a few movies with a uniform.
He used to always wear that tiger cap on Magnum, I think.
Yes.
Now that was a cool show. Now you're bringing back some memories, Mike.
Showing your
Magnum
age.
PI. Yeah.
Strike three.
That's a good pitch.
Dunn down looking. But 2 more runs for the White Sox on 2 hits. No errors and 1 man left. Corey Wade comes back to strike out Dunn. And at the end of 6.5, time for the 7th inning stretcher at the stadium. White Sox 10, Yankees 6. But we're going to stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
As we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
The odds that you could have gotten on that today is June 29th, and Cliff Lee does not have a win. It's absolutely unfathomable, but it is true. He does not have a win. Just a rough season so far for the Phillies. They get back Utley, and hopefully they'll get back Howard soon, and in a month or so they'll get back Halladay, but you have to hope that they haven't dug themselves that big of a hole. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. A new pitcher, Matt Thornton, takes over. He throws hard. You see his numbers, 3.06, less than a hit per inning, 10 walks, 29 strikeouts. So Quintana was not the pitcher that the numbers said he was going to be, but he hung tough, and he gave them 6 innings without his best stuff, and he's in line to get himself a win.
He hung in there quite well. Gave up those 4 in the first inning and settled down.
Swing and a miss by Granderson. Cadillac scoreboard. White Sox lead the Yankees 10-6.
Thornton's got a good arm.
And Granderson swings and misses. 1 away.
Mid-90s fastball. Nice breaking ball. They've tried him different rows in the bullpen. Paul, I don't think he'd be a very comfortable at bat for a left-handed.
No, I remember watching him his first year up in Chicago, coming out of the bullpen, mid to upper 90s, and he's tall, and tall lefties, tough release point.
That one is driven into right center field. It's a base hit. It goes to the wall. Teixeira will go to second with a double.
Well, Mark gets a good fastball out over the plate. He just drills it in the right center field. Good piece of hitting.
Yeah, the good thing about there is you see he stayed with it, and he went to right center field. A lot of times you see him try to pull that ball, and that's when he gets in trouble.
You see, he struggled with the rookie. Now you get Thornton out there that can throw the ball. He gives you a really, really good at bat.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. Alex is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Popped up, shallow right, Beckham, and it's going to find grass for a base hit. Rios couldn't get there, Beckham couldn't get there, so the Yankees have runners on the corners.
Yeah, you knew this was going to be trouble, but Beckham looked like he had a beat on it, but then right at the end, you'll see he takes a look at the right fielder, and he never picked the ball up again.
I got him, you got him.
Yeah. Anytime there's a question, you know, as a right fielder, you've got to come in, even if you have to slide in there, get him out of the way.
At the same time, second baseman's got to keep coming till he's called off the ball. Big break for the Yankees.
And now they bring up Cano with runners on first and third and 1 out. Yankees trailing 10-6. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. That was a strange swing, and looked like he might have twisted his ankle as he's trying to walk that off.
Every once in a while, you know, you go up there thinking you're going to do something, look for a fastball, you know he throws hard, and then you end up swinging. It's a ball you really can't handle.
Well, that hit him on the back leg. Very odd that he hit a foul ball there.
Well, you don't see that very often.
Right above the Achilles.
Said he tried to get off to a quick start on this at bat. He's 1 for 10 lifetime off Thornton. I mean, Thornton's a tough at bat. He could throw the ball by you. Most lefties out of the pen are going to throw you a lot of breaking balls.
Grounded to first. You're going to go to second 1. And Cano beats it out. Scoring is Teixeira. Yankees now trail 10-7.
Konerko does the right thing. You know, try to get a good throw. Tough double play to turn, but Robbie gets one in. You're getting closer. And a beat anyway.
Yeah, when you've got a 4-run lead, you got to get those outs. Can't get too cute.
So Cano picks up his 43rd ribby. Here's Swisher. Fastball is up and in, 1-0. 17 runs combined, 24 hits combined, and 2 errors combined for these two first-place teams.
Oh, I've always liked power arms.
You know, sooner or later, if you're facing.
There's a base hit to center field by Swisher.
Like I said, most of these guys come in from the bullpen. Sooner or later, if you're facing the trick pitchers, the slider guys, they're going to make mistakes. And, you know, this is a guy that you can bring in that when you need a strikeout. They can throw the ball by you, and you don't have to match up all the time just against lefties.
Well, that base hit there now brings up Andrew Jones, who can redirect a fastball up to the plate as the tying run. Jones is 2 for 3.
Yeah, the White Sox scurried to get their right-hander ready.
And it's really a pick your poison. You bring in a righty here, and that means that Girardi will counter with Ibanez. There's a strike.
Talked about Thornton and his power arm and his fastball, but the type of pitcher that Andrew Jones really likes. Guy that's going to come after you.
He got a good fastball there. First pitch was right on the corner, inside corner.
Took something off that one to count 0-2. And the 0-2. Could be a tough play. And Escobar makes it for the final out. But the Yankees get a run on 3 hits. 2 men left. We're going to go to the 8th inning. Paul Konerko will lead it off. Bat of Andrew Jones to end the bottom of the 7th. Let's see how they did it. The pitch by pitch brought to you by Mazda, Lou.
Well, Thornton here gets Jones looking for a fastball, breaking ball down, another breaking ball, and then he just pulls the string with a changeup, and you don't expect that kind of pitch from Thornton.
Andrew got 1 fastball, the first one.
The first one, and I think that changed the approach to the at-bat for Andrew. He said, well, this guy might try to jam me. And once he got ahead, that was it. He didn't see another one.
Well, here's Konerko, 3 for 3 tonight with a walk, hitting .340, putting together an all-star year. Hyundai scoreboard. Sox lead the Yankees 10-7. And we talked yesterday about how Konerko is slowly building what might be considered a Hall of Fame resume. And Jack Curry sent me some numbers of comparables, and the guy he's most comparable to numbers-wise is Dale Murphy. And Dale Murphy didn't make it. So he needs to put up a couple more big seasons in order to get the numbers necessary to get to the Hall of Fame.
He's playing in the right ballpark. Ball flies out of White Sox Park.
Those are the career numbers, 410 home runs. And another guy that he's comparable to is Fred McGriff. Also not in the Hall of Fame. And he missed 500s at 493.
Yeah. Freddie's a good friend, lives in Tampa. I was hoping to see him in the Hall.
It's so weird. Do you think he makes the Hall with 7 more home runs?
That's what I was just going to ask you. I mean, does 7 home runs put you in automatically?
I don't think anymore, because if you're tainted by performance enhancing drugs, it doesn't. But there was never any hint of that with Fred McGriff.
Nothing with Freddie. Freddie was natural.
So if he got the 7, maybe it would have gotten him in. Line drive caught by Jeter. 1 down. Hey, you could vote along with us for tonight's Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 42951 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are Curtis Granderson, A.J. Przinsky, Paul Konerko, or Alexi Ramirez. Vote now. Make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply.
There's a lot of White Sox on that list tonight. Not good if you're a Yankee fan, huh?
No. Here's Rios. It seems like Wade has settled down a bit, throwing more strikes. Rios 2 for 4.
Boy, early in the season when the weather's still cool and you have more days off and you might get some rainouts, you lose a couple pitchers, boy, you might be able to get by, but boy, in the middle of the summer when you don't have days off and it's warm, you miss your ace and Pettit, and then your closer. It's a chore. This team's going to have to hang in there and play good baseball and score some runs, because they're going to be into these type of games.
Strike 3, Rios down looking. Hey, the Yankees said all the right things when Sabathia and Pettit went down, but let's be honest, you can't lose your 2 best pitchers and not have it affect you in some way. You know, people can just do so much. They can't do more than they usually do. And is Freddie Garcia as good as Andy Pettit? Is whoever replaces Sabathia as good as him? No, they're not. So the Yankees are going to have to probably take a step back, but continue to hit and hope that the other pitchers do their job, because in the past, Sabathia and Pettit were the sure things out of the 5. Now, a game like last night, you know, Nova pitches as well as he does. You want that to be a win.
Yeah, you need those wins there. But you know what? You can't look at the overall picture. I mean, if you're a player, you come to the ballpark and you go out to have a big game and win that one game. You don't look at, you know, how are we going to do over the next 30 games, and you just, you know, the organization can, the manager can, the general manager can, but as a player, I mean, you get up, you go through your routine, you get to the ballpark, and you go out, try to have a good game that night and win that game, and that's as far as you need to look.
But as you said, you know that Girardi and Cashman are looking at it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's even when things are going great. I mean, you're having meetings talking what if, and you know, the depth of the Yankees right now offensively is what's going to be their strength. I mean, they're going to, Lou, you said it, they're going to have to win some games like this where, you know, it's 10-7, 10-9, or whatever. And you just hope that, you know, Freddie Garcia's, his resurgence out in the bullpen is going to come into the starting, you know, and he could have a nice little run, you know, next 5 starts, maybe win 3 of those or something like that. I mean, and then all of a sudden you look back, and then, you know, your horses are on their way back.
Yeah, because I'd venture to say, Michael, like, the Yankees haven't lost too many games this year scoring 7 runs.
That one is lofted into left field. Nix is there, and a 1-2-3 inning for Corey Wade as the White Sox go down in order. We're going to go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It'll be Nick, Stewart, and Jeter coming up.
White Sox. One of the bullpen guys, 29 games, good record, good ERA, good all around. The only thing you look at there, batters hitting 260. Bottom of the 8th inning, you know, as the Yankees, you're running out of time. Time to try to throw another run up there to get back in this game.
And you see Jones's numbers, so it'll be Nick, Stewart, and Jeter against Jones. Yeah, just to finish up that point that we were making, all teams go through this. I mean, you look at the injuries that the Red Sox have had, and you have to persevere. You look at the injuries that the Rays have had, losing Longoria. You think they'd like Longoria back, and now the Yankees have to step up and just do what they have to do. But you can't say it's not going to hurt at all, but they can weather it.
They can weather it. Sign of a good team is to keep battling, keep putting some wins on the board. Boy, there have been some big injuries to a lot of teams here in the American League East.
Ibanez pinch hitting for Knicks. Count 2-0. I mean, Toronto has lost most of its starting staff.
3 starters. Boston's had the injuries. Baltimore, Tampa Bay.
Fouled away. But the point you make, Paul, is that, you know, Alex Rodriguez and Derek Jeter don't come and go, I have to get 7 hits today to make up for the loss of CeCe and Andy. They have to do what they do and hope it's enough.
I mean, your offensive lineup right now is as good as anybody's in baseball. So you know your objective as a player is to go out, put runs on the board, and there's going to be enough leads that Joe Girardi can go to the strength, which is his bullpen. I mean, last night was kind of a hiccup. It happens. I mean, you don't go throughout the whole year without blowing games once in a while. It just happens.
Swing and a miss, 97 miles an hour, as Nate Jones is bringing it here in the 8th inning. Well, Joe Girardi's going to send up another pinch hitter. This one for Stewart's going to be Eric Chavez.
Jones just threw the ball by Banyas.
98.
There was no guesswork there. I mean, Raul knew the fastball was coming. Big old, strong. Used to call them country boys.
Yeah.
Like hardball.
You know, Michael, I got picked up at the airport this time. I got to tell you this. And, you know, I was making fun of it because I told you had an accent, right?
Right.
So I get picked up, and the driver has the most thick New York accent in the world. Beautiful. You know, it's hilarious. We were laughing about it, and I said something about it. And he said, well, you got an accent. And I said, well, what's my accent? And he searched, and he searched. He really couldn't come up with it. Finally, he said, just flat out hillbilly. What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, did he hit that? But Rios was right there for the second out. Well, I'm looking at Nate Jones' bio, and he's just a river away from where you grew up. Born in Covington, Kentucky.
Yeah, we're real close to Covington. Sometimes that's not such a good thing either. You know, it's funny because everybody in Covington and Kentucky claims Cincinnati as their home because they look at Cincinnati.
Right.
But I tell you one thing, people in Cincinnati, we don't want to claim Kentucky, so it's not like vice versa.
Now, Covington is what's right across the river from the ballpark, right?
Right. Yeah.
Why is the Cincinnati airport in Kentucky? Answer me that, Paul.
That's one of those questions. Kind of like, you know, why you drive on a parkway and park in a parking lot, you know?
Or park in a driveway.
Yeah, something like that. You got a little mixed up there.
I think you do park in a parking lot. Out the other way.
Thanks for helping there, Michael. I didn't want to tell a story and have it just butchered up like that. Huh?
1-1 count on Jeter. Jeter, with a double in the first inning, scored on Granderson's home run. He is 1 for 4. Layson Septino, one of the 3 lefties in the Sox bullpen.
You ever notice, Lou, when you're in the outfield and you hear somebody warming up and it just echoes like they're throwing about 100 out there, and you think, wow, who's warming up out here?
Yeah. Thank God I'm not up next inning. How about when they're warming up and throwing the ball wildly all over the place?
I was saying last series, Scott Radinsky, who used to be with the White Sox, now the pitching coach with the Indians. Mattingly and I used to laugh because he wouldn't even throw to a catcher. He just down there just heaving it against a brick wall just for fun, whether he was coming in or not.
And some of the bullpens have great acoustics, like the one in KC.
Yeah.
(3-2), and Jeter works a walk against Nate Jones. Now, do they bring in the lefty to face Granderson? That's what Septino wants to know.
Well, with a 3-run lead, I would say not. Although Ventura thinking about it. That's the advantage of having some power on the mound.
Yeah.
97 miles an hour.
Most people would think, okay, you got to bring the lefty in because lefty has to face lefty. But Granderson's numbers against the lefty, I mean, he hits as many home runs against lefties as he does righties. So, you know, why go by the book? You've got a guy out there who can get a strikeout. You've got a switch hitter on deck that, you know, once, you know, it's almost wasting a pitcher in my mind.
Count 1-1 now on Granderson. So from 97 to 87.
Yeah, good changeup. A lot of these times, you know, Lou, you talked about scouting reports you keep in your mind, and you don't have a lot of at-bats against guys from the bullpen, so you don't know them as well as starters. You don't have, you know, 3 or 4 at-bats in a game against them, so, you know, if they come out, they're throwing 97, and then they throw you a good changeup at one time in at bat, very hard to
yeah, you only get one shot at him, you know, if you had 2 or 3 at-bats against him.
Swing and a miss. So he got him with the breaking ball, and 3 strikeouts for Granderson on the game. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left. We're going to the 9th, 10-7 White Sox. Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by your tri-state area Volkswagen dealers. Visit VWDealer.com. By the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. And by Honda. Celebrate the summer with great deals at Honda's 4th of July sales event.
Michael, you're going to be in a dome on the 4th of July, huh?
I'm actually not going to be in Tampa Bay.
You're not even going?
No.
So you're going to join me for the fireworks?
That's right.
All right.
In Covington?
No, we're going to Cincy. We're going to watch Cincy. Huh?
Right on the Ohio River.
Absolutely.
Russell Martin behind the plate. Ibanez takes over and left. Lou's going to be...
I'll be working down in
St. Pete.
Tampa Bay.
And Ken Singleton and John Flaherty will be there as well.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing both of them.
Foul back over the screen. 0-2. Third inning of work for Wade. Complexion of this series changed with one swing by Viciedo. Yankees were coasting yesterday. Looked like a well-pitched game. The bullpen mixed and matched. And then a fastball up in the zone from Robertson. And Viciedo hit it for a 3-run home run. And Addison Reed came on to close it out in the bottom of the ninth. Jeter thought he had a chance to win the game when he hit the ball to right field, which was the last out of the game. He thought it had a chance to go, and it drove Rios back to the wall.
Yeah, he told me today that he didn't read the speed of the pitch. He thought that he didn't throw as hard, Reed did, as he did. Because if not, I think he would have done a little more damage with that pitch. But he hit it right against the right field wall. And like Paul said, they're playing no doubles, right. So that ball was caught.
Just missed outside.
Timmons behind the plate, Michael.
What was that?
Tim Timmons behind the plate.
Yes.
And I tell you what, this pitch right here all night has been a ball. And that's all you can ask for. And he's done a good job at not giving in and giving the pitcher that pitch.
Fair ball. Bounces into the corner, and Ibanez will play the carom. Viciedo with a leadoff double.
You heard it first, Michael. It's my first compliment of an umpire. Huh?
You know what? I'm a little stunned. Now, if Lou does it, I'm just walking out of the booth.
If they do a good job, yeah, I compliment them.
Yeah. Remember, Lou, in the night, I'll never forget, we were in Cincinnati, you threw the base. I mean, everybody's seen the thing. And I walked back out, and Dutch Renner, remember Dutch?
Yeah, old Dutch.
He said, I love Lou. I love arguing, but I can't have him throwing bases around the ballpark.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I really don't.
It was like, you know, your mother telling you, you can do a lot of things, but, you can't do this at home,
No, oh, boy.
That's a base hit inside of the left field line and into the corner. So Ramirez picks up an RBI double. Now it's 11-7 White Sox as Viciedo scores.
That was just a hanging ball that didn't really do much.
4 hits for Ramirez today.
Yeah,
look at this. Boy, that ball there just spun. Had no bite to it.
Yeah, pitches like that, they're meant to hit hard. Hitters aren't supposed to miss them, and he did not. It's the second pitcher tonight that Joe Girardi has extended past, their pitch limit, and you just start missing when you get tired.
Backup fouls it away. Well, you told one of the great umpire stories that I've ever heard. You told it on Center Stage. And you came out to the mound, and I forget who the umpire was, and you just said to him, where was that pitch at?
Durwood Merrill.
Right. And Durwood said,
yeah, he said, I'm surprised at you. He says, did you ever go to college? And I said, yes. He said, well, did you learn in college you don't end the sentence with a preposition? How about that? I'm sure Durwood didn't go to college. I should have asked him that myself if I'd have thought about it. No, that didn't end the argument, though.
You know what? I
rephrased my question.
right.
And I was having a beer about 4 or 5 minutes later.
My Durwood Merrill story was, his favorite quote was, I'm like, Durwood, where was that pitch? Hall of Fame pitch. Hall of Fame
yes.
pitch.
There's a base hit to left field. Ramirez held up, so he'll advance to third. A base hit for Beckham.
So finally I said, Durwood, this is the 5th Hall of Fame pitch. This guy's not going to the Hall of Fame. I'm not going, so just quit calling it, all right?
That's it. That's it. Let's see Lou as a Yankee manager.
Oh, boy.
And then as a Reds manager. Oh, here's the base.
That's Dutch Renard.
Oh, Paul.
With a young A-Rod.
Yeah. Few different uniforms. I told one of those umpires that he was a little heavy and out of shape.
That probably went over well.
Yankees have the infield in, but that's not in. Diaza hits one deep to left center field. It's a base hit up against the wall. Ramirez scores. Beckham's rounding third. He is going to be safe.
Oh, wow.
Martin missed the tag. As Tim Timmons called him safe, it's a 2-run double for Diaza, and it's 13-7 White Sox.
Well, that throw certainly beat the runner. Oh, boy.
What, he
didn't
made the
tag
right
him.
call.
Did not tag him. I'm sure with Martin's back bothering him, he couldn't get down.
The last thing he wants to do is block the plate and get hit again.
You know what? You got to give credit to the ump. That was some call.
Good call by the umpire. Good call.
So it's 13-7. As Wade really struggling here with his pitch count at 55. This is a very long outing for him. As Escobar grounds one to second. And Cano gets him at first for the first out as Diaza will move to third.
I'll tell you what, these White Sox, they put on a clinic tonight hitting the ball with men in scoring position.
You know, coming into this game, they hit 293 as a team with runners in scoring position. And over the last 31 games with 349.
Pretty impressive.
Infield is in again for Adam Dunn. Tonight they are 6 for 16 with runners in scoring position. And that number just went up as that one bounces up against the wall. Scoring is Diaza. And Dunn is held at first with an RBI single. Now it's 14-7 as the White Sox have doubled up the Yanks.
I'll tell you one thing. Adam Dunn usually does not keep this pitch in the ballpark. This pitch was up in the zone, just right where he wants it.
Boy, that ball got out to the wall in a big hurry.
Adam Dunn, big guy, a lot of power. Obviously, we talked about his home runs and his swing. And he doesn't cut down. And here comes Joe Girardi again.
Joe did not want to have to bring in Epley. And he was fighting it, but he also doesn't want to embarrass Wade. I don't think it's about the game right now. He just doesn't want to leave the guy out there hanging where he's throwing 58 pitches and just doesn't have anything.
Yeah, no major league manager wants to see a pitcher stay out there and get hit.
So Corey Wade goes 2 1/3, and the Yankees go to the bullpen. Try to get the final 2 outs of the top of the ninth. Dwayne Wise, a left-hander, will face his former teammates, starting with Paul Konerko. There's a strike. A 79-mile-per-hour fastball.
Took a little off there. I'll tell you one thing. You go out there, you try not to do too much, but, you got to protect yourself. These guys are trying to get hit. The last thing you want to do is have a line drive come right back at you.
Paul talked about this yesterday if you weren't with us. You pitched 2 innings in relief for Pete Rose, and that second inning hurt you.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to try to overthrow, start screwing around. You try to throw strikes and hope they hit it at somebody, basically.
Dwayne Wise is part of forever in White Sox lore, as he made one of the great clutch catches of all time in saving Mark Burley's perfect game. And he was brought in to play defense, and boy, that paid off. Here is the catch that Dwayne Wise made. That's the second out of the 9th inning of a perfect game.
Beautiful timed play. I saw Ken Griffey Jr. make a lot of those plays in Seattle. Timed the ball perfect. Brought it back into the ballpark.
3-2. High fly ball. Right center. Granderson puts it away for the second out. Now, Wise obviously was not in the bullpen, but the Yankees do have a full mound and a cage adjacent to the dugout, behind the dugout, so he's probably throwing in there just in case. And now he's going to face Alex Rios. How about that? Wise did a good job. Faced 2 batters, got 2 outs. White Sox score 4 runs. We're going to go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Yankees are trailing 14-7. Over drives of the game.
Well, drives of the game, obviously, Michael. He hit more than one. A.J. Brzezinski twice. Goes to right center field. One off Warren, one off Phelps. Those are your drives of the game.
Well, Dwayne Wise, really the most effective Yankee pitcher today, as he comes in and gets 2 quick outs, and Steve Donahue will make it a souvenir baseball for him. And the Yankees now will try to score 7 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Septino comes in. Layson Septino was warming up earlier, so the left-hander will try to get Teixeira, A-Rod, and Cano.
Major League debut for this young man.
Good numbers. AAA Charlotte, 39 strikeouts in 30 1/3 innings.
Yeah, the White Sox, they have some good young arms over there with some size.
Two-0 count on Teixeira. Teixeira is 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored. The double came in the 7th. Grounded to Ramirez. One away. Stick around after the last out for the WB Mason postgame. Bob Lorenz is back in the studio to break down tonight's action. Plus, Meredith Marakovitz gets the team's reaction and Joe Girardi's comments in the manager's report. It's the WB Mason postgame. It's only on Yes. What's left of a crowd of 44,265. I've seen the Yankees stumble tonight. The rookie, Adam Warren, making his major league debut, could not get out of the 3rd inning. And it's been downhill. A-Rod fouls it back.
I look at a game like this, Lou, and I'm sure you'll agree. I mean, last night's game where you're in the game and it's kind of taken away from you eats at you much more than a game like this where you just come out and get beat up.
You're absolutely right, Paul. Last night's game takes it out of you. Game that you had in the win column and got away from you. Today you just got beat up. You accept it. You come back out here tomorrow ready to play baseball and win a game. Much easier to accept. No losses are easy.
No.
But this is much easier, no question.
And the 0-2.
That was a good pitch to hit there. Breaking ball that hung out over the plate.
Just out front a little bit.
So Alex goes around. He was saying check with the first base umpire, but Tim Timmons said I don't need to. So they're 2 away.
Well, we'll see what happens. The play will tell you. Yeah, it's always on the hitter's side, Lou, but that was pretty darn close.
Well, if you're Tim Timmons, not that you should think like this. It's a 3.5-hour game. The Yankees are down by 7 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Probably thinking along those lines.
It's not at bat, though, Michael. That's the way the hitter's looking at it.
Absolutely, you're right. And if you're the hitter, you're probably ticked off.
You know, Lou, Michael and I are going to run a little 5K tomorrow to get loose for that old timers game. We're going to start early tomorrow morning. You're welcome to join us if you'd like. About 100 degrees.
Any later than 6 o'clock in the morning, I'll be disappointed.
Yeah. What time we start, Michael?
You can run a 2K. You can run around me and Jody. 2Ks.
I was just picturing you and your old Chuck Taylors meet me at the front gate tomorrow.
Yeah. The only 5K that I see is at my family reunion. 1-2. Cano extended his hitting streak to 6 straight with a single to center field. Yankees down to their final strike and their final out. Kid throws hard, 95 miles an hour.
You know, when you face a guy like Montana that throws a ball 88, 89, 90, and all of a sudden he pitches 6 innings, and now you see power at the end of the ball game.
Yeah.
It's not an easy chore for these hitters.
2-2. Now 3-2.
Especially when you haven't even seen him.
young guy. I mean, you can tell when he came in, he probably has a pretty good fastball, but you know nothing about his breaking ball. You know nothing about his delivery until you see a couple pitches, and it makes it tough. What an ideal situation to get your first major league outing, though, with a huge lead coming in, pitch an inning.
No question.
Payoff. Strike three. And Cano is down looking. Septimo did not even know the game was over. Believe me, the game is over as the Yankees lose this one 14-7. They go down 1-2-3 against the youngster, and Cano looks at this final breaking ball. Septimo's looking for them to toss the ball around the infield. Oh, it's over. Stick around for the post-game show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game. Combined for 30 hits and 21 runs, but the Yankees come up on the short side of this one. 2 home runs for Przinsky. Will come back in a moment and wrap things up.